Hey everybody, welcome to Open Interest Tuesdays with Ace. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to hop in and see if I'm having any audio issues. I went ahead and switched to my microphone, so we'll see what happens here. This one should be a little bit better. My Yeti's just, I don't know. I feel like this cheaper headset I have that has a mic on it works better than this Yeti. But yeah, we're going to have some dude on here today. We're going to go over the markets. I'm going to go over a couple trades. We're going to go over some biomeds and Pharmos that people have requested, and the one that he's trading, honestly. So we'll take his side of approach as far as fundamentals go because he's more of a fundamental trader. He looks into things way beforehand. Like for example, I can give an example real quick since we don't have many people. Here's a play that I'm trying to do is sun run. So grab calls this morning, but the reason I grabbed calls was because as far as this channel goes, I'm at the bottom of the channel, and then he came out with some kind of news of insiders buying, as well as some other fundamentals, which we'll talk about. But yeah, send this one up. I'm just expecting a break over, but got some $16 ones and I got some $18 ones, so we'll see what happens here. Yo, Dime, what's up, man? Alright, I can never tell on Twitch because I'm using that restream how many people are actually watching. So Twitter people, I'm sorry, you guys got to join Twitch to for me to actually see what you're saying. But yeah, let's go take a peek at Bitcoin before I get started over here. Which I don't know how many people are gonna like this, but yeah, I'm kind of short over here on Bitcoin. I'm willing to scale in if we get to these points up here. I mean, maybe we'll get a little nervous up here, but yeah, I was out eating and market was closing around here anyway, so I totally missed that. So sad, but it's okay. Ended up getting right around here on this wick on this rejection, so we'll see if I can get a little bit better of an entry on Bitcoin. But as far as I'm concerned, let me zoom out for you guys too. Um, I mean, that's a pretty good move for Bitcoin. I would say that's a sort of a complete BART. We'll try to see if we can hold over here. Like 8K is the zone you want to hold. If we can't hold over, it'll just end up coming down. So that'll be a big RIP. I don't have the right Ichi on, but we'll take a peek at the regular Ichi for the regular folks. For the people who do watch the regular Ichi, let's see, you had a bullish TK back here on the 26th. You're getting to the point now where you're getting the Tenkin to cross up, you're getting the Kijin to cross up, but the 20 SMA, which is a little added thing for me, isn't exactly cutting up as I'd like. I've talked about that one before in my previous videos. So even with the regular time frame settings, so maybe you have a little bit more of an extension up. I doubt it'll end up getting pushing all the way up to the clouds over here. If it does, awesome. But the clouds are closing up over here, so you'll want it to pull back a little bit, at least around to 76, 77, and then start going back over. I mean, this is also horizontal support as well as Ichi confluence, because by the time it gets up over here, your Tenkin will be up here and it'll start bending around here. I has tendies, all's well. Good looks. Yo, I had something along the lines of jail food too. They decided to cook these things called contra steaks. I mean, they were alright, but I would consider getting like 5 to 6 years in jail before I eat it again. Yo, what's up? Who's Bad Girls Good Weed? Do I know you from Twitter or I don't know the Twitch names. What's up? Don't worry about me. Thank you for joining. As always, let me double these settings up real quick before I get offhand. 20, 60, 120, 30. So these are the crypto settings I use. So the problem with this is with crypto settings, let me zoom in. So you guys see the cloud right there, okay? Before I go in any further, no TK crosses here yet on the daily over here. We're getting close to it, but the problem still lies where we need this to cut up a little bit more aggressively or with this one. So we really need a daily close over 8K. I mean, if you want to push it, we can have a daily close over 79, but it has to stay in the clouds. Any kind of price action out of the clouds will lead you over here or at least down to this point. But it'll lead you lower from up here. It's not going to stay up here. So you would really need that push up to here. Now, what are the chances that we're actually going to get a push that pushes us all the way through? I mean, there's always something that could happen, but I don't know. It just doesn't look that strong to me. I mean, I'm fine with being bullish, but it's just We're doing some stairs. Let's see if we can keep these stairs going. I would prefer a pullback because you just don't want to see stairways to heaven the whole time. I'd prefer a pullback because then you're going to run into issues up over here. This is where I'd want to be bullish on a macro scale. So if we get to 9,000 and just wick out to 9,000, that's going to be so depressing. Let me zoom out and tell you a little bit more why. Let me turn off some things. So there's our top that time. There's our top area that time. So if we just stop at 9,000 and wick out, that means we're not even breaking any of the structure over here. Nothing up here. We're not even able to break it. So if we can't even break this area and just wick into 9,000, anybody who tweets it's over 9,000 is probably going to be the cause of the dump. So let's see if we can hold over the 20 SMA on a weekly perspective. As far as the weekly ET goes, that gives you a little bit more confidence, but it doesn't look good for the fact that you're having the 20 SMA cut down off the weekly. You're getting this to be so close and tight after a bullish TK. So I already had a weekly bullish TK over here. Price action got up. Now you're getting so close to where the Tenkin's coming down. And if it crosses down, that's a bullish TK. And the problem here is if price action falls out the cloud, I mean, that's bad news bears. That would mean that the price needs to start trending up over here and start pushing out at some point around here. So if the price can't break through over there with the Ichi at all, because right now at this point we need that next push to be into the clouds or something strong over 88 to 9,000. So if we can hold those points, I mean there's a little bit of bullish behavior, but let's see how it closes out. I don't want to jump the gun, and I definitely don't want to grab a bag um, to hold. I'm plenty fine with getting an altcoin that'll pop or lag behind. I wonder how the other ones are doing. Let's just quickly peek at ETOSD. Ace tax. There's a creep, so you don't have to switch to each time setting. I would just prefer to anyway, just because I don't use that solely. I use it in Confluence with like other things, so yeah. I don't know if a script just for that would work for me. I'd want to build a custom script. ETH looks a little bit better. It was trending over here, did the flip over here. Looks nice. Probably will attack this zone if Bitcoin keeps going. If it doesn't, you might see a little bit more out of a pop out up to 148 maybe, and then it'll come back down. So really reliant on Bitcoin. Let's see what the leader over here is saying of this whole trend. Um, yeah, this is the channel for Litecoin, and this is the weekly. So we're flipping over right now in support. So if Litecoin can burst through, we can do it. But as far as right now, it really needs to open up a lot better, or at least push through over here and get over here. This is the long channel we've been following on Litecoin. And if you're interested in those other lines, they're from tap, tap, tap. We're going to see if that goes. And these are the lines from over here. So if the bull market's not over, well, if this is over, Litecoin pops through. And that's amazing for Litecoin because then that's definitely going to be another $10 move easy. And we can clear that. That'll be 65. And that'll bring us up to $80 at the very least. I mean, I don't think Litecoin will break through, but if it's going to go somewhere, I would say the max target would be like $90 at the max. So that's what I'd be interested in doing if I was going to buy a bottom over here for Litecoin. But yeah, that's crypto for you. I can look at some more altcoins. I mean, I already did this one for you guys for this. I mean, the market cap's a little interesting. So if I do have this like mock wedge drawn, which I don't want to fully go off of, you have Yo, before I continue, are you guys having any sort of issues with my speaker and mic? And don't lie to me. I just want to know before I continue and actually have somebody else on, and there's like an echo in the background for the whole video. Is good. Smiley faces. Cool. We're good. All right. Yeah, let's continue then. So this is a little interesting over here. The biggest point I've discussed before is this 200 billion market cap point. Where'd it go? Over here. And then you have this next one up here. So we actually managed to hold this up. That was like really amazing that we were able to hold up 200 billion. So most of the altcoins really didn't like tank, like just the whole market cap in general. They tanked, but I mean they got bought right back up. Something got bought back up because this is ending up going over here. So if we can close this nicely and not pull another wick situation like this would be a really nice move to 225. That'd be amazing. And you have confluence here with a previous line I drew over here, and you can base it off this too. So if this can get going, that means some altcoins are ready to go, and I wouldn't mind looking into it. Just gotta go through CoinMarketCap one of these days, maybe tomorrow with Bagsy. We'll go through with CoinMarketCap and see if there's any gems that are accumulating. And we'll also do this for shits and giggles too. Look at this. You guys have been drawing Adam and Eve's. You guys want an Adam and Eve? Look, Adam and Eve with volume. I don't know what this is, but this is going. We're going to send it down. This is a rising wedge that's going to fall. So, anyway, let's go to something else. Gold, man. GLD. Ah, dude, look at this. This is just flying. Gold is flying. Let me turn off these settings. Reset. Style off. Cool. Legacy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to Legacy now. Yeah, gold is the one thing that's been just skyrocketing. So you have gold last time that just ended up popping up a little bit, but this one just has held up the zone really nicely and just going through for all-time highs over here. It's really at the resistance right now, but if this one can flip over, say, over here. Yeah, if we can get a flip over here, let me zoom in a little bit. Wait. All right. Yeah, if we get a little bit of a flip over here, that would be really, really nice. But the depressing part is it's just shooting up. And not only that, like it's on the edge of the B bands as well. So typically when it's, I mean, it's not tip all the way out like it was over here, but typically the price action is supposed to go sideways a little bit. But people are just buying, and like I don't know if it's fear or what the reasoning behind it is, but man, you're playing option contracts like you're just holding a couple days. You're making so much money. It makes me smile just thinking about it. Ah, all right, let's check a couple other things. XOP is what I was in. Man, these lottos are going to be doing so good tomorrow if these are up. These already were doing really good. I mentioned these on Twitter. So we had a falling wedge breakout. We're riding up now. We're just breaking through levels. We were watching for each level to hold. We're waiting for each of the ET signals, B bands to hold up. So we're looking for up here, 26 for XOP. That would be the ideal zone. That'd be target. So we're gonna run into a couple issues up here just because of this zone over here. So we'll draw this just because I saw order flow on this flipping a little bit bearish on this in general. So I was a little concerned. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this line in here and make this one dash. So a little worried over here. So we'll see what happens. There was a quick shot of the Kijun or Tenkin over here, so that's not good. SLV strikes. Yeah, let's do SLV because I'm in that one, and if that one goes, man, oh, dude, I'll tell you the one I went so heavy on, and I have my other phone right. Okay, yeah, so I have my phone next to me. Let me log in here and tell you guys what I got in for SLV. And if this goes, I'll be a very, very happy man. All right. And you guys are gonna laugh at me when I tell you this, but let's do it. Let's go. All right, ready? So I know this weekly candle's not the best. Wait, where do we close? This that Where's the where's the line? What's going on here? Okay, so if that's the line, then we're good. Um, so all right, let's go find Ace's target back here. It's here somewhere. All right. Ace got calls for 28 strike on SLV for up June. So I got a cushion. So okay, let me just tell you the whole thing of this whole play. Okay, so they're already cheap enough to where I've made plenty of money this week to where I've just been tossing money left and right into these things. So I'm like, oh well, did really good today. Let's go toss these suckers in. So I've been buying them really dirt cheap. They're under 10 cents. Right now they're sitting at 6 cents for me. So I've just been buying them up, and they've been flipping up and down a little bit, but I haven't been selling. I've just been trying to buy low bids on this one. So I have plenty of time to where, let's just say silver doesn't do too good and it doesn't react. I've already watched the order books plenty to know where the bids are set up on this one and who has the bids and what they're doing each day. I'm watching the order books. So if it does get under, I mean, my bids are all the way down to like 2 cents. So I've been buying that, so if it goes under, I'll be okay because I can just buy in again. There are lottos to begin with plenty of time. So let's just say SPY does go down because I do have some bears that are on here and they're like, "Yo, man, this trend line's got to go, or this extension's got to get down." All right, so it comes down. Then SLV is just gonna spike, and any kind of spike past what point? Let's pull that back up. All right, so any kind of spike past this $18 point for SLV, those things are already will be up at least double. I guarantee it. At least, I mean, not saying that's financial advice, but on my own aspect, that's what my mindset is. Once they break this point, they'll definitely be up double, if not sooner, when people start realizing. So, and then once we break the 20 mark, those will be even better. So I think after 20, we'll start getting some FOMO and there'll be more open interest on that one. Other people have been buying into it because there's been about a spread of about 12 to 15,000 contract bids. So open interest right now, and this is 22,294. Yeah, 22,000 pretty much. And I got in when the open interest was about 6,000. So somebody's been building open interest about the same thing, but on a way bigger scale than me. So we'll see what happens over here. This one should be really good. This weekly looks really, really nice. So more volatility on my end, and more of it when it pulls a GLD is going to be in my favor. That's what I wanted to do essentially. I wanted to pull a GLD and push back through because this is where SLV got me the 1800%. So if we can get the same thing out of this one, I will be so excited. Let me go over a couple other ones. Let's just peek at Tesla. Tesla's just, I think it's going to probably top up over here around 520, 500. We've already had plenty of call buyers for 500, which seemed a little stupid at this point, but obviously they know something. So if we're just playing a simple range on this one on a weekly aspect, I would say this is the range for me for Tesla. If we get up over here, then Godspeed to anybody who's longing. I'm gonna pass on that one. XLF, this is one I grabbed puts on before close. There's a couple things with this one. I posted this one on Twitter. We have big, big resistance from 2007. So I was just like, well, I mean, unless we can really break those things down in lower time frames, I'm not really interested. And let me just show you the attacks that we've had. We've had a fake attack over here. I've seen scam things like this where we end up pumping green, luring people in near the end of the day, and then bam. So I wasn't getting caught up in that one. So we need more than just 1 or 2 hourly candles to close. Because if we zoom into the 2 hour, it's less and less candles. And then once we get to a macro perspective, it's like, what? We didn't have any single candle closes over the daily? It's like, all right, well, this is kind of sketchy. So I'm not interested in that one until recently because this is everything about this is still shooting down. Even on like the weekly is the biggest thing for me. That's a terrible weekly. So if this black line gets into that area and stock starts coming down more, I'm not saying it's going to be the end of the world. I just think it's going to be lower of a price than it's at now. How's XON doing? Yeah, let's check that. XON. I like the way the weekly Ichi is forming. Um, there could be potential breakout over here. Let me zoom in. Actually, let me draw my levels for this one. I don't have this on my list, so might as well put it on. What is everybody else up to tonight? You guys doing anything exciting? Yo, Dime, what's up? What's up? Is some dude joining you? Yeah, man, he's gonna join me in about 7 minutes. I'm just doing the stream over here. I have him scheduled for in the next 10 minutes. I'm gonna get him on. Do you want to hop on now? I can get you on now, and then we'll get him in about 5 minutes. Time. Okay. Let me call you, and then we'll see if Discord's working properly, and we'll just do the same exact. Yeah, we'll do the same exact thing over there. Okay. Hang on. Calling Dime. Yo. Hey, Dime, what's up? Can you guys hear Dime fine? Because I messed with my audio stuff, so let me know if you guys hear Dime. Say hi, Dime. What are you doing? How are you doing, man? Yeah, yes. Yes. Good, good. I like to hear that a lot more people. Hey, can you guys let me know if you guys can hear Dime, please? Twitch chat, mainly you guys. Don't hear Mr. Dime. Turn his volume up. But you guys can hear him though, right? No, it's probably gonna be me. It's not you. Don't hear Mr. Dime. Okay, how am I gonna fix this? Hmm. Oh, he said it's very low. Okay, so it's not. Can you guys hear him better now? No, some of them don't even hear you at all. Hold on one second. Let's see. I should be able to fix this. All right. Yeah, I think it's more an Ace issue than anything. Okay. Hmm. One sec. That's good. We have a testing going on. Okay.
Testing, testing. One, two, three.
Hang on. There we go. There we go. They said there we go. Damn, now he's loud as fuck. Yeah, they said turn. Alright, so we should be good now. Okay, cool. Alright, that was a quick fix. Hey, thank you guys for being patient with that. Alright, cool. So, man, what are the trades? What's your look for today? What do you think is gonna be happening the end of this week and come Fed meeting? You can send me them in yeah, in our DMs and I'll open them up over here. I know today was great. My May 15th calls that I have for 4750, those like dipped down today nicely, but then they shot right back up this morning by the end of the day. So those are going to be great. Oh man, we did analysis on Square and I didn't put alerts on. Oh man, damn it. Yeah, I think I have the same thing pulled up. Somebody said, "What do you think of GME?" Oh, brother. I think it's going down, unfortunately. Somebody said we can't hear him again. I didn't change anything that time. Hang on, let's see. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear him. How about now? Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, what is going on here? All right, here we go. Audio capture, monitor. Okay, there we go. Monitor and output. Okay, how about now? Can you guys hear him now? How about they said negative? Oh boy. Hang on, we're gonna fix this. It says he sounds like he's a mile to me. Some people are saying it sounds fucking perfect to me, and then the other people are saying it's extremely quiet. All right. He sounds like a. They said he sounds like a tin can. Okay. All right. Let's see. Monitor output, output capture. Okay. So there's that. Now you guys can't see anything, but you guys should be able to hear him. How about now? If not, I can always they said the same. Okay. Let's try. Yeah, that's the weird part. I can hear you perfectly fine. I don't understand why people can't. Sorry guys, let me just get this fixed up real quick. Same, still quiet. Okay. Audio input properties default. Okay. Dime. Oh god. All right, that was bad. How about yeah? Man, look at that. I wish I could see your configs and stuff better. Yeah, I could show you my configs. I mean, there's nothing really going on over here. So, yeah, this is what's going on. We have, I think my audio output capture is not working right because I had accidentally deleted something earlier. So I can hear myself, but I can't pick up my desktop audio. That's the problem here. I don't know why it's not picking it up. Audio input. Add a source. No. Bite, help! Hang on, guys. It's only coming up with the Jabra. What is up with that? Alright, I think we're safe to try the Yeti again. We'll try that and see if that works. My Yeti and see if the Yeti speaker works. Yeah, this is Alright, this really sucks. Because then I'm gonna have to get some dude on and it's not working for that. Yeah, I just called him off Discord, so it typically picks it up right away, and for some reason it's not. Hang on, let's try one last thing. Scene capture. Add source. For what? Oof. Yeah, I'm trying to capture Discord right now to see if I can capture Discord, and we'll capture it with that. Okay. I can hear Dime on my phone, but not my laptop. Let me try one last thing. Okay, input device, output device would be speakers. Okay. Now you guys should be able to hear Dime properly, I think.
Hello, testing.
How about now?
Testing.
Okay, they said it's good now.
White the Builder says good.
Okay, now it's loud.
Loud.
Okay, now it's clear. Okay, it was stupid Discord that was causing the problem. All right, so we're good now. All right,
I
can you
moved the
just?
mic away
No, no,
from my
I
mouth.
can turn it down on my end when you talk, so I fixed it
Cool,
now.
cool, cool.
Okay, Dime is in the building. All right, we're good with Dime. Now let's go ahead and get some dude on here. I'm gonna go ahead and message him now. See if he's ready.
Bring it on.
Okay, cool. At least we fixed the issues before he got in. How can I add him to this call? That's the last thing we need to do. Okay. Do you want to actually hop on to the Discord, one of the Discord channels?
Me?
Yeah. Do you want to just go into
Yep.
stream chat channel? Oops, stream. Yo.
Yeah. Al Assad Air Base, which hosts American forces, is being attacked.
Somebody's comment. We're dying tonight.
We're getting drafted tonight.
Okay. Let me invite him into here. Okay, we're just waiting for some dude to hop on. But yeah, now that we're back to normal, we can go back to checking out tickers again.
Well, I closed my BTC short because gold is pumping, and there's a strong correlation between the two, especially in risky situations. Apparently, Al Assad Air Base, which hosts American forces, is being attacked right now. So that's what is triggering the gold, is my guess.
That's pretty awesome,
Def-
'cause
Definitely, it's awesome-ish. Good for us to make profit. Bad for anyone who's on the receiving end. But holy shit, look at that oil candle. Oil was like trending down a little bit. And now it's suddenly just straight up.
okay, I think here he comes. He just left voice. Hey, what's up? He's in here. He just has to turn on his mic. All right, guys, we have some dude in the building. He's just putting on his mic, and we'll get going in just a moment. But in the meantime, silver's pumping, all-time highs.
Not all. What are you high? No,
For
it's a new local high. It's not all-time
Hey,
highs.
as far as I'm concerned, this is all-time highs for me.
Do you even monthly chart, bro?
Oh, dude, if we go monthly, then obviously it's not. Then that's depression. But as of right now, that's no, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was my bad. I'm like so focused on the hourly that I'm not even worried about anything else. That's all I care about
I'll
right here.
I'll show my little dividend baby as long as I'm here, because it's been a very, very nice hedge against everything that's been going on right now. I've
What's
shown
that?
this to you, sir. I'll send you. Should I just DM it to you?
It says you have your mic muted, so if you actually hit the little underneath where like the normal like Windows sign is, you'll see mute and stuff next to your name. You should be able to unmute it. Pretty sure he knows what he's doing though.
Yeah, there's a little picture of a microphone. You need to click it. It's at the bottom where your name is. Bottom left-hand corner of Discord.
Here, I'll show you. I can open this up. It's right down here. I opened it up on the screen, so you'll probably did that. If I could do it for you, I would. I could server mute you. Ha ha. Just kidding. We're trying to get some sauce out of him, guys. Alright, anyway, while he gets that fixed, let me see if he needs any help. Oil needs to slow down. By the time market opens, it'll be pulling back. What's the future sticker for oil?
CL1 exclamation point.
Okay.
ESF is still just respecting this weird range that it's been in.
That's what Krusty Pirate said. He said it needs to slow down. Yeah, that does kind of suck because it still needs to push out yesterday's. We don't want it to do this like it did on January 3rd, where it just opens up halfway down and we have to work our way up.
Mhm.
Okay, now it says you muted and deafened yourself. Oh, now you can't hear at all or listen.
He says give him 5 minutes.
All right, yeah, no problem. All right, so
We can talk.
yeah,
No
yeah.
one's bored with us yet.
I have this.
Bite
What's that?
Bite the Builder. I want to iterate. I am not your friend. Definitely not your friend.
Is
He
Byte
says he.
not Binance on our? Is that him on
No,
our
no, no,
Discord?
no. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. But Bite the Builder. He said Dime sounds like my friend Rebel Scum.
What do you think about the sci-fi sector?
Sci-fi.
SCIF.
Is that a fictional market or a real market?
It's an ETF. I don't know.
Oh,
Just
India. I've been getting some limited exposure into emerging markets. I'm in the Saudi Arabian ETF. I'm in the South African one, mostly for their platinum holdings, but they pay a very nice dividend too. But I wanted to sprinkle around some exposure,
bar.
and I actually sold my SPY holdings today, so that looks like it might have been a very solid move. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Um,
What's
but
your
what
thoughts
was
on
that?
this Barclays on BAL? On the weekly perspective, it looks like it did a nice breakout, and now it's into the weekly clouds for ETN. This is really amazing.
BAL?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. This is a beautiful weekly chart.
Macro
I think I hear
perspective.
some dude.
No, he's still muted and
Oh,
silenced.
that is
You're hearing him in thought.
oh, well, never mind. I'm charting it out right now, but that definitely looks fairly bullish in the short term. I haven't even seen this before. I could easily see this going up to 43, retesting the prior support from the last week or so, or the last months or so. But you see there's that, here, I'll send you the chart. Just drawing like a super basic ascending triangle on it. Oh man, oil just hit 65. Ooh, here we go.
Ooh, I'm ready to make
Ooh.
some money tomorrow.
Where?
It's
Oh,
like
right.
I'm gambling, but I'm not.
It's educated gambling. Here, I put it in the voice chat note
Oh, okay.
folder.
Oh, you're getting exotic. All right, hang on.
Exotic. Sure.
Oh, wow. My buddy. Um. Okay, let me look at it. And somebody just messaged me. They're like, "Yo, your car door was open," so I might have to go walk out and see what this is all about. You put it in voice chat notes. Okay, I think he might be
Like
coming on.
it's cool.
All right.
It's just like a super simple triangle here. You could try to long it from here up to 43, but that would be you wouldn't be getting a good entry at this point. So the other option to consider is waiting for either a bounce or a breakout.
I'm gonna go check my car real quick. If you can just entertain these people and
I
bite.
have to entertain them, but
I'll be 2 minutes.
I don't even I can't even show them anything.
Oh
What
yeah, that's a good
my
point. Here, let me fix that for you. Hang on. How do we do this? Okay, so above the deafen thing, it says go live, and if you go live, I can put your screen on the main screen for us.
do I hit? Okay, I hit go live.
Krusty, we didn't invite you, sir. Oh yeah, just hit go live, and then I'll switch it to your screen.
I have too many windows open. I can't figure out which one is which. I'm closing some windows.
Just open up a weird ticker, and it'll do it on the ticker with the weird ticker. So if you have
Wait,
BAL open, it should take you right to the BAL ticker screen if you're
there it
hitting.
is. That should do it.
All right,
Go
Dimes.
live.
Join stream. Dope. There we go. All right, now let's pray my car's not like broken into. All right, there's Dime screen, guys. And oh, some dude's here. Let me just Say hello to him. Yo, man.
Yo, dude.
He's almost there.
I'm
He's
out
off.
here.
He's off.
He's off mute. We're making progress.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back.
All right. So I'm left in charge of the Discord channel. This is now Dime's channel. So I guess the immediate news that everyone's looking at is oil. So let's take a gander. Let me get off the weekly so I can show how drastic this move is. Yeah, that's getting pretty ridiculous right there. So I guess the news is this little piece of news over here. Spectator Index is reporting that Al Assad Air Base, which hosts American forces, is being attacked. This is definitely going to send oil running up. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh boy, it's going to be one of those nights. And gold is responding appropriately. Silver is also responding appropriately. And I don't know who's seen the futures yet. Oh my lord. Oh man.
All right, I'm back.
I
Is he here?
That was fast. He hasn't said anything yet.
Okay, let me see if he's DM me. No, not yet. Oh.
Yeah, look at that
Oh.
nonsense.
Oh,
No
tomorrow
pullbacks
is
for
that the hour?
SPY
Is
ever.
that the hourly? I'm like having to double check. Like, oh shit, dang. Well,
Yeah,
yikes.
this is going down. It's
This is.
time for it to go down. Let's just let this happen.
Hey, anybody who's still on, if you guys could retweet this now that we aren't having voice issues, that'd be great. Just so we can get everybody back.
Yeah,
Um,
Dime isn't solo anymore. It's actually entertaining now.
you were the entertainment.
Oh, thank you. Now, if we can just get some dude in
Cr-
here.
Krusty, if you really want to say hi, you can, sir. We don't really get many guests that hop into the stream chat. Some dude, I have all night, so we can keep this extended if we need to. It's not a big deal on me. All I do is drain. Dang, that's a really terrible candle. Here, let me go check a couple things out. Here's a ticker that I ended up buying today too. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I think with tomorrow, I think this is gonna be great. I bought iFly calls this today, but I bought out of the money like $44 ones and $40 ones. So
Why do you think that's going to go up with the current news that we're having right now?
we're bombing things, aren't we? We bomb things with drones.
Isn't isn't ETF drone economy strategy? ETF isn't that like more consumer drones or is it military
No, these are
holdings?
military holdings. Oh, let me
Oh,
pull up the holdings.
I would have taken that much more seriously than I should have looked into it in more depth.
Yeah, 'cause
Let's
they
see.
popped up right on when we did the first attack. Well, when we killed that guy. Let's see what that.
There's the one I got. Oh, you took it off me. God damn it.
Hold on, I'll put it back on. Yeah, Boeing's one of the top ones in AVAV.
So I got into XAR on the war news. I was just kind of like,
Oof, look at
"Yep,
that.
market buy." I mean, these are monthly levels. Like we're in a blue sky breakout at this point, and I'm
He said
anticipating that
he's
we're
not sure why it's not working. Hang on.
what
So
does it
here,
say isn't working?
um, we can't hear him, but hang on. Let me see. Here's what you can do. This is what worked for me. When I hit the user settings and I went to like do like the voice underneath the voice stuff. Here, I think you could probably see it. Voice and video. So I had to actually go and double select it. So I had to open it back up and change it. So you just want to make sure it's open up over here and working over here, because that was the problem for me. And if that still doesn't work, let me know. Because then what I'll do is I'll get you an invite to Google Hangouts and we'll get it done through there. That shouldn't have any issues.
Bitcoin's at 8200.
Oh, yes. Thank God I get a
Woo!
better entry. Like it was really sad because I was out for food finally and I was like, I'm gonna short Bitcoin.
I forgot what I was doing. There we go.
Let's look at it. Let's see how this really is. Oh, wow, look at that. I should be filled on one set. That's beautiful. Wow, look at that. So I'm filled over here. I'll start worrying around over here. But let's see if this actually holds up. What's the daily saying? Ooh, we did that off a daily open. Oh, we're doing that. Yeah, we're doing that for the daily open too, which happens in 10 minutes. Man, this is a big deal now. Let's see if this actually closes over. Because if this closes over, I'll be super amazed. Let's just check this. 60, 120, 30. Yeah, let's see how this daily opens. If this daily opens nicely, I'm going to take my profits. I'm going to do a little bit of in trading for my shitty entry and get a couple shorts out of there. And we'll have to reach, think a little bit higher. I think I could still get out of it, but it really what matters in like the next 10 minutes.
God damn, the monthly candle on oil.
Let me check it.
Ooh boy. My Hal
CL.
my Halliburton calls are gonna be happy tomorrow. Oh god damn it, my Uber calls are gonna die tomorrow.
What I'm sad about is that I had so many Oxy calls, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be responsible. I'm gonna take profit like the first two breakouts. What a horrible idea. Terrible
I
idea.
relonged the large dip that we had today. I got
Ah,
another 10 calls or so on Oxy,
I
and I
should just
added.
go bigger. Like I'm itching to go bigger, but I've been like trying to be super responsible and not go like gung ho, like ready to go options. I'm just like,
Oh my god, ESF just broke the range. Oh no. So there was a guy on Wall Street Bets who bought $10,000 of SPX 3200 puts, and everyone was telling him it was a terrible idea. Well, look who's an idiot now. Not him.
dude, that's just like back when GE fell. CNBC was saying that there's one stupid buyer that bet for long for GE for next year. And now I know why, because GE's been riding up.
Holy shit, look at here, pull my screen up again.
It's up. I see that.
Oh, I
That's
can't.
that's
I was looking at the
destruction.
wrong screen. That is. Oh, oof. It's starting to get bought up a little bit, but geez, that is just.
It's at the perfect
That
block
is.
to get bought up too.
That's the scariest candle we've had in like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Wow.
New conversation. Phone call. Start. Um,
Why is oil. What? That can't be right. Wasn't oil just pumping a minute ago?
yeah, it was like we just blew off the top for the recent highs.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Wrong ticker.
All right, I'm gonna send some dude the Google Hangout invite. This one should work.
Man, I'm feeling pretty good about buying that silver bar that I bought last week, or multiple silver bars. Justin is going to be so mad that he closed his calls.
Justin. Oh, from Discord, Justin.
Yeah.
NBEV, look, NBEV's on its like last leg. If NBEV breaks over here, man, this is gonna be terrible for NBEV. But then again, this if we go down with the world, that'll be great.
Yeah.
I think T-Mobile's ready to do some moves again too, because T's been getting some action as well, which I'm really surprised that that would get action. So I think T's ready. What do you think about that one on a monthly perspective? I think it's a great start to a month.
T-Mobile's the one doing. Oh no, it's AT&T. I always get them confused because it's like T-Mobile versus T. Well, you could call the formation that it's in right now almost a rising wedge. It's kind of weird. It could also be setting up a bit of a head and shoulders. It really depends on your philosophy here, but in any regards, no matter how you cut this cake, it is very overextended at a major resistance right now. Like if you oh, you're on my chart, good.
I got you, guy.
So this is resistance right here, obviously, because it's
Mhm.
wicked into it several times. It's trying to break through it again. If it manages to break up and close over that on a weekly level, you could very easily long it from here. But in all likelihood, AT&T is going to correct with the market tomorrow, given what we're seeing from TLT at the moment, or not TLT, ESF.
Yeah, I saw. What's the funny part is that right before we closed, I saw Cheddar Fleur retweet about Vic's call buyer coming in, and I was like, oh man, I should tag Dime and be like, This probably means we're gonna pop or go down. I'm starting.
My
I'm starting to get a hang of
my
that thing.
my vape flavor is Bluebeard tobacco. Bad Girls Good Weed asked what I'm vaping on.
Oh.
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 Yeah, Spence, today was the day to reload on Oxy. Sorry if you missed that. I bought another 10 calls for like 45, I think, and when the market closed, they were already up, I think 60%.
What are the price options? Like, what are the costs of them right now?
Well, when I got them,
Oh, they're still like
you know,
trying. Are they under a dollar crossed right now or over?
probably not.
Just curious. Yeah, because most of them I'm not able to find anymore that are within
I'm
the
looking
money.
through. Let's see. When I bought them, they were 109 and they were 1 point. Oh wait, no, they were 95 cents when I bought them and they were 135 at closed.
It's funny because like we were starting to get weak on oil and everything, so I was like, well, I think we might be done there, and then we bombed somebody. I was like, yes, this. I mean, that's not good that people are dying, but it's good because I'm a trader and I make money off conflict. Let's check gold
That
again.
gotta play the cycles.
I didn't know these cycles existed until just like recently. Dude,
I think.
Robinhood gave me a free stock. They gave me a
Oh
pharma.
boy.
It's like
Ooh.
they gave me a sign like I should trade it, but it's probably shit. Let me tell you. SPPI. Let's check.
SPPI. Holy shit, that thing just dumped.
They gave me
Maybe
a
that's
shit
why
coin. They
it
gave
gave
me
you.
a shit coin. Terrible people, man.
Oh, let's see. Oh no, there's no divergences.
Nothing.
There is not. It's at all-time lows. I mean, it's at weekly support. Is the one upside here? Like that is. Can you see my screen right now? I've got everything
Hang
else
on.
pulled up.
Let me pull back. Yeah, that's like the only sign.
This is like, I mean, if it has to hold here, or it's going to $1.
Dang, I'm gonna sell this immediately. Come tomorrow.
I'm sure the $3.22 you'll get are totally worth it.
Dude, lottos, man. I'll just buy like a shitload of penny calls of something.
Oh golly. I mean, I hope ESF dumps because it means we'll get a chance to re-long it again. It needed to fucking cool off. I'm so glad I sold the goddamn top today. I mean, I've been in SPY in and out the whole way up, but gee whiz. That's just nuts. Let me check Twitter and see if we've gotten any new information.
Um,
Missiles. Oh, good. Missiles are trending, guys.
really?
Missiles. Fucking missiles.
Wow. Dude,
The
Robinhood
top
has been
six.
shilling me garbage forever. Every single free stock I've gotten, like within the past 2 years, has gone down significantly. Like they give me poop. Like I'm always like, come on guys, let's go get that Apple stock. Let's get
Multiple
it.
missiles have been launched from Iraq into Iraq from Iran,
What are they
targeting
attacking?
American bases. An American base that's housing U.S. troops currently.
Ah man, see, I need them to attack like oil tankers and like oil ships.
They already did that.
They did?
Oil. I mean, they did that a few days ago, but oil's
Oh
gonna pump regardless. I mean,
man, like
it's conflict in the Middle East. It is pumping already. I don't need to even qualify it. But wow, 2020 off to a great start, guys.
America doing crazy things.
America.
Let's see what silver is doing now.
Silver's retarded,
It's getting there.
retarded huge. Oh my
Man,
goodness.
what a nice breakout on silver.
It's currently just resting at. It's still at resistance. I mean,
I
I didn't
know.
I didn't think it would get this high, but oof.
Look at those dailies. I'm glad I FOMO'd in and just held on to it. I mean, it's still not recommended. I still wouldn't recommend this to anybody just because, I don't know. I'm not a fan of chasing, but I do anyway. But I can't. I hate recommending shitty things like this to people that are so pulled. But I guess with everything it'll work. This one I bought too today. I added more to my SIL calls because they dipped down and bought back over, and they actually closed over this way. If you can see my screen, so I was really happy with the close. So I think these will do really good tomorrow.
I am gonna have a lot of positions to cut in the morning. GE is gonna do great. I'm glad I sized into some really short term calls today. I cut Twitter today. Halliburton, I added calls to. I don't know what Run's going to do tomorrow, but I'm now worried about Uber and Square because I was up 100% between the two of them. XOM, I got one XOM call for that was in the money, and it was in profit at close. It's probably going to be pretty in profit tomorrow. What a day.
What a day indeed.
Oh no, my Disney calls are going to be terrible.
Yeah, stock market. So like the one thing I focus on when I am trading these stock things, I try to look at correlations for things. That's what I learned the hard way when I initially started. Like the first couple months, I didn't know what was going to be moving what way. So like whenever the stock market went down, whenever I would buy certain things, those would go down with it. And I was like, what the heck, man? I'm like, I thought we're supposed to be pumping out of there even though the pattern was great. But the fact that they're just so correlated heavily with SPY and like all that stuff, that's why they ended up going down. So that's why I try to find like whatever things don't react properly to it. So that's why whenever there's doubt, instead of me going ahead and getting put exposure on something, that's why I'd rather do something like metals or oil or whatever's not related. Like if I in the rare occasion I ever do a pharmaceutical thing, like those things don't even care about any of the regular market action. If they do good results or the fundamentals are good, they'll pop.
So Bad Girls Good Weed mentioned that Robinhood is shilling garbage to new traders, and X Factor and I were talking about this. I think you were there, but Robinhood offered fractional shares for the first
Yeah,
time,
that's a
which has been
scam.
it's been taking off. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fractional shares, like being able to buy a fraction of SPY when it's lower at the bottom. Sure, like that's a great way for individual retail newbie traders to get some exposure without having to go deep. It's nice, but when you're shilling it at the very top of a market like this,
Oh, some
that's how
dude's
people
back in
get wrecked.
Discord,
Is he?
but it's not
He's
working for
not.
him.
He's not muted.
Um,
Here, do you want to talk for a second? I'm going to go into a one-on-one with him and see if his
yeah,
voice
try to
works.
see if that see if you can get some going with him. I'll entertain these guys. All right, guys, you guys are all mine. Um,
I'll be right back. Invite me, or I'll rejoin in a second.
yeah, just hop in. Krusty, this is your time to shine if you want to hang out with me. All right, let's go through this lovely list I have gathered. And we're gonna keep it really simple because you guys should know what's bullish and what's not bullish, so I'm gonna rely on that. Hang on. Okay. Exit. Here we go. All right, let's do this list real quick. So we're gonna do daily levels, and we're just gonna run through this bottom to top. iFly we already talked about. Looks like the way we're bombing everything and doing everything, this should go up. BA is gonna go up. It's heavily weighted off BA, so that should be fine. I gotta do a little bit more research on these E pairs that I'm about to pull up, just because I haven't done more and I'm doing this more with some dude. But here's the levels. If you guys can spot them out, I'll try to draw these real quick. So here's levels. Here's some levels. Here's some trading thingies. No, not that. Let's do it this way. Okay.
Ace,
Yo.
it works perfectly in person-to-person chat, so it's a problem on your end.
Um.
I don't know what the problem is.
Hmm. I mean, everybody.
He and I jumped in voice chat and talked.
Really weird. We could try a different channel. I mean, unless he doesn't have access to talk in here. Yo, man. Hello. No. Damn it. Okay. Let me try calling him
He,
directly.
he's talking.
You can hear him?
Hang on. Have you turned his user volume up? Right
Uh,
click on his name and put his
yeah.
user volume to 100.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's already over 100. Because it doesn't even show in Discord that he's talking. What if I put him in a different channel with you? Here, I'm gonna put him in crypto chat. See if you can hear him in there.
Test. Test. Test.
It's really weird. Um,
I don't know what the problem is.
Let's try calling him. Sir, need him to answer. Hmm.
Got him.
Okay. Here we go. I see his thing talking.
Hello?
There you go. We can hear
Hey.
you.
Yay!
What's up,
Alright.
man?
Just chilling, just chilling.
Yo, guys, we have some dude on here finally. We're all good to go now. Um, what? I don't even know where to start. I'm glad we finally got you on, man.
Yeah, man. I'm just having some tequila, having a good time. Um, happy to talk about whatever.
What are your
Are you
thoughts on
looking at?
everything so far right now? Because apparently we're going down.
In terms of
Futures right now.
like spies,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it looked kind of dumpster to me earlier. So
There was a very
um,
nice Head and Shoulders on it today, and then we just got news of the missiles, and
yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
didn't
going
really see
down.
the Head and Shoulders, but
Uh,
it just looked pretty dumpster, in my opinion.
Yeah, you
Um,
did mention that diamond pattern.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
If
yeah. I
you,
mean, I don't really know. I haven't really been paying attention to spy.
what have you been trading? Just your pharmaceuticals and stuff?
Not really, just things I like. So, like things that are basically driven by energy prices and inflation, and stuff that's basically correlated with rates. So, I really like my housing longs and my REITs, stuff
So
like that.
how do you approach like these trades? Because I mean, the way you trade is completely different than I trade. So, like, how do you technically approach your trades and everything if you were gonna enter?
Yeah, sure. So, I so my my positions, I basically like have some core positions and then some trades, and the trades are kind of worked into that framework. And so most of my core positions are basically contingent upon my macro outlook, and so I trade around those core positions. So I just kind of thought that REITs looked a little pretty much oversold today, and so I added. And let's say yesterday I sold. So I mean, like I get pretty aggressive and kind of ninja on my core positions, as I've kind of talked about a little bit in the group. So every day I might touch each of my positions one time at least, just like depending on what's going on. So like if something's consolidating, I don't want to like eat that opportunity cost. So like I buy sell within that range.
So like if somebody was gonna wanted to look into like fundamentals and of things, like how would you like suggest them to do them? Because like for me, like I would love to like go into the fundamental side of things. It's
Yeah,
just
sure.
I have nowhere to like where I would actually even start from there.
Yeah, so yeah, again, it all starts with kind of the macro. So, like if you're viewing things in the lens of like right now, um, inflation is accelerating while growth is decelerating, whereas last quarter and a few months ago, the paradigm was basically the crypto paradigm was that both were decelerating at the same time. So that means that EMP goes like in oil space goes from top long to top or top short to top long. So that basically creates a short squeeze. Um, I mean like that's kind of like how I think. So I use that framework to from a top down standpoint to then boil down from a bottom up standpoint to figure out like what my highest probability core longs and shorts are.
So like just an example of like one play, because like I got in that run play that you had mentioned. What was your take on that one? Because for me it was just purely a technical standpoint, but I saw you retweeting stuff about like the insider buying and then something else going on with the company, which I didn't get to read the second part of things.
Yeah, so I've been shorting that company probably starting in like June. And I've been long in the past. So basically, these organic growth exposures like Run or SunPower or like the ETF 10 kind of fit into the macro framework as well. So basically, like that's going to be like one of the top areas you're going to want to be short when growth and inflation are decelerating. And then basically, much like EMP, um, organic growth, like things that can still achieve organic growth, become top longs when that inflation variable flips over. So just like based on that back test, um, it's been interesting to watch some of these organic growth stocks bottom out. And I just kind of by happenstance looked at Run the other day, and knowing basically it has a policy catalyst, being that the California state legislature passed a bill basically saying that effective January 1st, that all houses under 3 stories had to, or residences had to, basically install solar panels.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, and as of now, there's only about a 9% compliance with that, 9% of housing. So that basically creates a secular catalyst for Run to ramp up um, over time. So I mean, if it peaked out at 21.5 and then troughed at 13, I mean, it basically got cut in half. And I think it's a pretty interesting long setup now.
Yeah, definitely. At least on like the weekly supports go and everything, it looks really, really nice to me. And we got bought up really quick today from the morning.
And I think that the executives, it's much like we saw in Sting. One of the names I've been talking about, Scorpio Tankers, and it's like basically the market wasn't realizing that the shipping cycle had
What's the
bottomed.
ticker for that one? Just so I can pull it up for everybody.
STNG. This is just another one I've been all over for a while. And you saw the president. His name is Michael Bugby. It was probably the most like bullish insider activity I've ever seen in any name. Just like basically, if you boiled it down to, all right, this is like a relatively small cap stock. Um, like you have to like kind of think about like how much this dude is making per year. Probably not that much compared to like say an Apple or even like a Okta, CEO or CFO or president. And this guy is like buying at the market. This is not like equity stock options like negotiated kind of through the company. This guy was like going out into the open market and buying out of the money calls, like basically like pumping. He probably bought like a few $1 million worth of calls out in January, and there's a policy catalyst. The basically like they're trying to like see if the U.S. renegotiated these like Costco, not Costco, but it's like
Hmm.
COSCO contracts. So I mean, it's something like that, and it's a similar situation where like the macro had bottomed, and you kind of needed the executive to basically call the bottom for you for like the whole industry. And then after that, you saw shipping go parabolic in October. So if you look at like Sting or um, TNK or INSW, you'll see these things just kind of ramped up. I guess it's not evident in Sting, but if you look at like INSW, let's say, you see that move
Let me pull that up for you.
on October 4th.
INSW. Sting actually looks really interesting. I'm gonna have to add that on my list. What date did you say?
Yeah, INSW.
Yeah, what date for that one?
So it started moving on 10-4, and the same thing happened with
Oh yeah, the gap
let's
up.
see,
Wow, the weekly gap up
NAT,
too.
NAT. NAT like really started rolling. It's
So like what
been a,
sectors because you were mentioning that, so like what sectors would be part of that like organic growth thing? Are there like certain sectors that are part of that?
yeah. So biotech, for example, goes from top short to top long in that transition. Um, you see energy space. You'll see. I don't like MLPs because it's more of a industrial, in my opinion,
Hmm.
mixed with the utility. Um, and I think energy capex is going to be way down. So I mean, I don't think it really gets that oil leverage. That's kind of why you saw a lag and basically keep hitting new lows for a while. Um, let's see what else. Software. If you're a name that can continue to accelerate, so that's why you'll see like these names that were able to like blow out earnings get rewarded, and then you'll see like names like let's say like Grubhub just like get obliterated, like gap the fuck down from like 58 to 33 on bad. So like you'll see like that kind of risk premia show up, like a divergence of sorts between like the secular, I guess you can call them secular growers, and from companies that like deviate from that theme.
Yeah, because I've gotten like that's like a great example. Because like whenever I go to like companies like that aren't like the strongest ones, like Grub I've traded before, and those options I've gotten burned on those earning plays. That's why I stopped doing that because I was like, well, I don't really know how to play those earning plays that good, so I'm just gonna back out of it. But like that's like a great example, just like Grub.
Yeah, and then I mean you saw the dumpster parabola of Beyond Meat, stuff like that. So like it's basically like these names like have a high burden of proof, and sometimes these things like go up for no reason. Like you'll see, um, let's see, like a Yelp. I got fucked on.
What's up with that Achieved Life Sciences one? I remember you talking about that one a lot, but I didn't really get to read into it. Or since you're on, I might as
Yeah,
well ask you.
so Achieve is a company that has a smoking cessation drug. Um, the endpoints are very, very easy because like there's nothing approved in this area. Um, they basically have free reign to like massage the data and the endpoints. Like the endpoint is basically like someone comes into the trial and like they smoke X number of cigarettes, like based on a survey that they gave, per week or per day.
Hmm.
And like all they have to do is like get them down from that number. And you know, when they try to design this trial, they get to pick the patients. So they basically pick people that like aren't that addicted to cigarettes. Really, I mean, and they pick people like with no history of like drug abuse or X, Y, and Z. Like no one that has any like genetic qualities that will make them or conditions that'll make them intolerant to the drug, like all this sort of stuff. So it's like very, very easy for them to like get this phase 3 approved. The market is huge for smoking cessation. There's no drugs approved, and this thing has just been in this like dumpster parabola technically. Um,
Forever, for like a lifetime.
yeah, I mean that's just like the life cycle in a lot of these biotechs. Honestly, like you'll see something like let's say an Ebola drug, it'll get hyped up, it'll go parabolic,
This
like
thing was
out.
worth 82, almost like $9,000.
Well, that's because there's a split. There's been splits along the
Ah.
way. Um, but basically, like you'll see like an Ebola drug. All right, like remember when there was that like Ebola scare, several years ago,
Hmm.
and you'll see these things like go up like 20-fold, and these things will be phase ones, like early in the life cycle, and then after there's that snapping point, which is like just like technically like these things will tank, and then it's like much like I said, like with Grub, it's like the burden of proof is on them, and then these things get out of favor. Let's say like it goes below a certain number of market cap or dollars, and then there's a whole cohort of funds that cannot own it. So like this thing has been in this life cycle of basically eating shit because like the correct cohorts of funds cannot even own it if they wanted to, and so now there's a whole different cohort, I'd say, of funds and market makers whose job is like pound these things to the ground, like just pound these biotechs down to penny stocks, right? And so like now it's trying to like unleash from that vicious cycle, and you've seen it being picked up by pretty prestigious healthcare hedge funds like Pura Vida and others. And this thing is basically like one of the cheapest stocks you'll find with drugs like going into phase 3 in the whole market. The drugs work well. The trial is designed in a way such that since there's like the standard of care is basically smoking cigarettes. The standard of care is like what you benchmark against, like let's say like there's chemo and like the standard of care is chemo, then your cancer drug has to be more effective in killing cancer cells than chemo, right? So like the standard of care for this is like literally ripping cigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like the endpoints are really easy. This is kind of a hot topic where like anything and everything that will get down our nation's youth or whoever from smoking cigs, like the FDA is going to be very receptive to that. So it's just in a really good situation. This is going to be a 100-bagger in my opinion.
Yeah, man, that's a really interesting one because like I've been wanting to get into them. It's just I haven't been really comfortable getting into anything, but at least now I have you to like bounce off ideas with, so that's really good. How long have you been
Yeah,
doing
I
this whole
mean,
trading thing and like everything? What's like your background? Do you have any like financial background or anything?
yeah. So I graduated college in 2016 and went to go work for Merrill Lynch for a few years. I was just like some fucking broker guy, essentially, and did pretty well at that. But realized that I didn't like peddling products and kind of getting involved. Like I'm not the type of person that really likes being a part of that whole like banking scam thing. And then I went to go work at an oil and gas private equity fund, and we were buying and selling minerals throughout the country, and helped lead a lot of um, acquisitions, and then helped on the fundraising side as well. So we raised like $40 million. Then I kind of got bored and then worked at that biotech hedge fund.
That's pretty cool, man. That's a
And,
really awesome background.
and at the hedge fund, we basically were an event-driven um, fund, long short, specialized on the short side, which would play a lot of these and kind of study a lot of these, clinical readouts, like, kind of big time catalysts, long or short. And, that was pretty formative experience, I'd say. Just kind of learning about like how there's so many scams out here, and how all these CEOs are trying to pump and dump and spin, and it happens to the largest pharma companies. It happens to the largest tech companies, the smallest ones. I mean, it's kind of interesting, just kind of learning how to weed through that noise.
Yeah, I bet that experience definitely pays off. While we're looking
Yeah.
at things, aftermarket dime, if you're still in here, gold's up at 1600 now.
Yeah, I'm looking at my oil stocks right now in the after hours. Oxy's up 2.67%.
Holy shit.
CVE is up 1.83%, and they're both likely to gap up tomorrow. So basically, I'm thrilled with myself today.
Yeah, CB is pretty great.
Yeah, I charted it out. I don't know if you saw my idea that I put up on TradingView, but it looks like it's gonna go.
Yeah, I really like Canadian oil sands right now. It's basically like the cheapest, one of the more, cheapest regions of the world to buy E&P, basically because like the Canadian economy almost went into recession just about a year ago, and so that's why you see like guys like Berkshire getting into Suncor and stuff like that because like literally it's so cheap. And like some of these companies like CNQ that can actually cash flow, it's like pretty interesting. Like if you look at CNQ, like that's been like my top long all year, or not all year, but since inflation bottomed, basically in beginning of Q4.
I'm also in HCR, which is a stock that JK from the Coin Collective got me into. They
HPR.
HCR, High Crush Incorporated.
Oh yeah,
Um, they, they're up, I think 2% after hours as
Oh,
well.
look.
So
Coin Collective got you into a shit coin.
Didn't
That's-
it
I
used to
mean,
be HCMLP?
HCR, High Crush.
What is this?
Yeah, but it used to be like an MLP, right?
I think so. I'm literally just in this. I didn't size into this one, but it felt like oil exposure is the right way to go at this particular moment, and it's such a beaten down stock. And it was showing a bit of a divergence when I did enter initially. A lot of the trends are pointing to up on my scripts and indicators, and just sometimes you just kind of have to market FOMO when it comes to fundamental news like oil and war.
What's it at now?
Like it
After
closed
hours.
at 90. It closed at 92 cents, and it's at 95 cents in after
Well,
hours trading.
So like the thing that I've been pushing is I'm not gonna go like chase Spy or the Qs or like some fucking name like Amazon. So like why would I not buy something with a lot of short interest that's underowned like energy stocks, like to your point, then like go chase spies, right? Like why the fuck would I chase Spy? And that has to do with that macro transition that I've been talking about.
Yeah, I'm not
I
a fan
agree.
of chasing any SPY. Like, even if it's gonna keep going up, I'd rather just play things that are
I mean,
correlated to it.
And
you
like
could literally.
to the upside, you know, whether it be news or Amco or whatever, like so prices are going to be to the
No matter what, just looking at the oil chart, you could tell with almost every major energy stock that someone was accumulating. You could tell that there were people buying every dip. They were consolidating in a major range over
Well,
a
it just
long.
started.
What?
It just started too.
Oh yeah. Well, no, like CVE Energy has been in like that consolidation range or accumulation range for some time,
Well, it
and
just kind of bottomed out.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting at, and it's like at some point you got to kind of place a bet that oil isn't going to die forever. And then eventually we got the technicals that lined up, and then the news lined up, and now we're in this glorious run.
What's getting ready now is natural gas. Like, some dude was
I
talking
agree.
about that last week, and I'm seeing now a
I've
little
been
bit of
talking about it for
action.
months.
Yeah, that's when. Well, I just talked to you about it last week to me. But yeah, man, that's another one. It's just starting to turn around. It's still fairly at the bottom and hasn't even broke out. So I think I might just go ahead and grab some gambles early.
Well, yeah. Did you see my Apache today? I mean, it was. I thought the were basically done for. Had bottom maybe
Hey,
a week ago, and they just announced like a finding in like Suriname, and it like shot up like 25%. And so I look and I have like a like 4 or 5 bagger just sitting in my account.
That's awesome.
Mr.
Lucky.
Dude, what assets are you looking at for exposure on natural gas? Because what I've been playing the last couple months, I've played a couple spikes here and there, but UNG is not a super reliable tracker of gas prices,
Well,
and
yeah, because
it
it
gaps
hasn't
up
been
and down a lot.
50K.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just wondering what assets you're using to expose yourself to get
Like
natural gas.
directly or like EMP or direct.
I mean, however you choose to expose.
Yeah, so like Merrill Edge, which I use, and I'm just kind of lazy and kind of the sense of like normal everyday shit that, you know, whether it be go to the dry cleaners or get or some shit like that. You know, I'll put in a lot of work on the fundamental side, but like I hate doing shit like that. And so my account's at Merrill Edge because I used to work at Merrill. And so the only thing that they will allow, like directly, is Boil, BOIL. And so I'm kind of in the T times ultra nat gas shit. And I've just been kind of piling in.
You
And
told
then
me about the
kind of buying.
FCG one, so I'm buying some FCG tomorrow.
What is FCG?
First Trust Exchange natural gas ETF.
I have never heard of that. Is that like a EMP one?
I really
Must
don't
have been
know.
something else. Yeah, the ones that so yeah, I basically just like kind of buy aggressively on dips and then sell on rips. It's just kind of that's kind of the way I manage like these things that are kind of going against me, but that I like. And then my like big long is RRC, Range Resources.
Do you
And
ever
I
do you ever FOMO into anything?
no, not really. No. I guess you could say I do because I got a lot of like the phase threes that are coming up, just like a little bit, just like basically like a 20 bit position,
Mhm.
just kind of like those cash biotechs that I have that are trading below like the amount of cash on their balance sheet. And like there's like a confluence, I guess, of like maybe like a rounding bottom or you know some sort of thing that's in it and in a manner that probably benefits me. Um, so kind of yeah, I do that. So I got lucky with that. APLS today, Apellis, I guess.
APLS. Let's check it. Oh,
Well, I mean, I had a positive outlook on it. Um, I didn't think it would go up. I thought it was going to go up like maybe like Delta would be like 20% on this readout. But it went up like 50, it gapped 50. I don't know. I don't think it was as good as the market thought it was.
yeah, it did really
Because
nice.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna dump it tomorrow. I don't like it. I'm probably gonna short it at some point, just based on like what they released data wise. Like I think it was a like there's a lot of generalists basically flowing into like the biotech space,
Mhm.
and like there's not been so much liquidity in a long time, and these guys don't know how to interpret like this sort of data. And so that's kind of why like something like Constellation CNST that like I'm short was able to go up, and I was long it at the time. It went from like 6 to
Oof.
um,
All the way to
60.
$60.
I got long probably, I think it was around 10, and it just ripped. And yeah, then I started shorting it a little too early, probably around where that big fat bear candle is around I started shorting on 12.9 and then I kind of got murked for a little bit and then just started attacking it kind of going into Christmas and now it's looking nice. CNST. So that's kind of what I see for not as much, but I this basically this drug that Apellis has to compete with like some big dogs that already have their drug out that it's a lot more effective, honestly.
Do you
So I'm
trade
not,
any IPOs or anything like that?
not usually. I mean, I guess that would be the one instance where if you want to call it FOMO, sometimes like the short IPOs, and like that's kind of risky, I guess. So like I did like Uber or Lyft or one of those two, and there's one that's kind of interesting. It's like a defense IPO. Um, I haven't traded it yet, but it's been pretty successful. Like it's a company that cash flows already. It's like PSN, Parsons Corporation.
Let's check it. Okay.
It's like something I would actually be along.
Alright, it just keeps ramping up. Dang, since October it's been ramping up.
So JK just brought to my attention that Kratos is up 9% after hours.
Because I mean, like the defense stuff is another something I are chasing.
My XAR ETF is only up 0.5% after hours. Boo.
How much was Kato's up? Or
9%.
Oof, man. Today was like the best buy day for that one.
I prefer
didn't play it.
BAH, Booz Allen Hamilton.
Yeah, that's another one I've heard names of for.
Barnes Group, BAH.
BAH, Booz Allen Hamilton. Basically, it's in the
Oh, there
defense
it is.
industry, but it's more on the consulting.
Yeah, these guys
So
been-
like it's more of an asset light model. So like you see like companies like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Booz Allen, you know, whoever it might be, like they're negatively impacted on the margin by rising input costs. And like think about like what goes into like a missile or a ship. It's like a bunch of steel. And so basically like when these input costs rise, their margins decrease. They obviously have some pricing power, but I mean, I'd rather be like on the services side.
Yeah, because this is the same company that had their news with like Edward Snowden come in the news.
Snowden, yeah.
So they were really up in the news, and man, it's been going up like nuts. What am I doing investing in Bitcoin instead of this? Like,
Yeah, I mean it's just a services company. So I mean it's pretty great. It's asset light model.
That's funny.
Yeah.
If you would have got in just even like on Snowden news, you would have been up.
Well, yeah, I mean that would create a good entry point.
Yeah, this is definitely one to keep an eye on because it looks like it broke out too. So I'm wondering how much it's going to be coming up. For me, like the problem now is like at least as far as the way I trade, there's a lot of earnings coming up at the end of this month and the beginning of February. So that kind of like ruins things for me because most of them are names that I trade. So I just got to be careful of anything I hold in those names.
I'm excited for earnings season. I mean, I'm going to be very short of restaurant stocks, as I kind of alluded to earlier in the chat.
Don't you dare short Shake Shack. I will hate you forever.
I mean, like I'm not dumb, so like the difference between me and like let's call it value investors is like I'm looking at things in terms of accelerations and decelerations. Like most of these guys just like Will Mead quoting, you know, CBS Viacom is cheap on this look back multiple, but it's like all right, like the earnings have steadily decelerated each quarter, so it's cheap on the wrong numbers, right? On a look back, and like for me, like I'm looking for like inflection points. That's why I like housing right now, and kind of like oil and gas stuff. But like a lot of these companies are going to go bankrupt too. I mean, it's oil and gas companies. So you got to be careful. Like you got to be vigilant and like know like how to actually value a company, which is based on its like if it's E&P, it's based on its reserves, not like price earnings. Why the fuck would you value a company that fluctuates with a commodity on price earnings?
That's like DNR. I didn't do any of my research on that one, and I was like reading news when I first trading it, because this was when I first started Legacy, and like there was news articles going out. I just didn't really think much of it. I'm like, well, I guess TA is probably gonna supersede that, and
I mean,
nope.
it looks good right now.
Yeah, now after like forever of being down underneath the dollar. So this one it finally is going up. But yeah, the whole time I was trading it, I was just didn't have any idea of like any kind of fundamentals on it or whatsoever.
I've been picking up on this like kind of theory of my own or research where if it's like a large cap, I guess like this is different than DNR, but if it's a large cap company that um, isn't like in a dying business,
Mhm.
like if it goes down 50%, like that's the bottom. So like look at FedEx, for example.
And before I forget my question, what do you like as far
Viacom
as numbers go? What's like a small cap, what's a medium cap, and what's a high cap as far as
It
like
depends on
numbers?
the industry, really. Like in biotech, it's much different. Like a mid cap, like in biotech, would be like basically a billion,
Hmm.
whereas like a billion in EMP space would be pretty small cap, honestly. Um,
What about
I
tech?
mean, it just kind of depends.
What about like the tech sector?
Um, I think like let's see, trying to think. I mean, I don't really. I mean, I just kind of like have
Hmm.
kind of in my head where I look at something. I don't really discern that necessarily at all times, but I mean, I'd say tech sector mid cap would be like 5 to 10 billion. So like an Okta.
I have FedEx pulled up. What were you saying about that 50% retrace on this one?
Yeah, I mean, just these big companies that like are not going out of business um that are blue chip. It's like if you look peak to trough from like 2018 and January to like the kind of lows recently. I mean, that's like 50%. If you look at Viacom, if you look at like various stuff like that, it's like always 50%. Like I think like Lowe's or something like that did that Target when everything got sold off in like 2017 due to like the Amazon effect thing. It's like pretty crazy. Like Apple, I think sold off 50% a couple of years ago. I mean, it's just crazy. Like the precision of this 50% thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
Apple went down.
I'll have to keep an eye out on that one. Yeah, with Lowe's, man, that's another one that I regret. I didn't know about trading when I used to work for the company. I used to be a project manager for them back like forever ago, and their stock was back like around $40, and I ended up selling it out of my 401k at about like 50, 60, not knowing anything about stocks, and now it's like sitting up at like 120. What are your thoughts on this one as far as technicals go? I mean,
Which
if we are
one?
Lowe's.
I haven't really looked at it recently, but if you look at like DR Horton or like the home builders, like they did the same. Like I was long those in 2017, like ripped. That's before I really knew what I was doing, and then it bottomed at about like 50% lower. I guess the index did, and that's been one of my favorite sectors. As like rates have basically gone from a peak in Q4 2018 to basically falling. That on a back test is like one of the best factors for housing, and you see like the home builder confidence hitting, you know, multi-year highs right now. It's pretty awesome.
Do you have any opinion on Bitcoin? Don't know if you
No, I
trade
don't know
that.
anything about it, to be honest.
I've tried. He won't listen.
Even if you looked at gold, like gold was one of my favorite and long-term bonds, or one of my favorite shorts while the economy was accelerating, and like that's kind of like what signaled the bottom, or sorry, the top in equities. Like go back to August 2018. It's great for a signal.
HCR is up 8.3%. It's over $1 now.
In the post market,
Yep.
was there a business update?
No, this is oil. This is just an oil play.
Yeah, it's up 3% in the post market.
According to Yahoo Finance, it's up 8.3. HCR.
Like in the post market?
Yep.
Did they give a business update or something?
No. They're an oil or an energy related. Everything oil is pumping right now. Oil and defense and commodities are all
Well, I
going
mean, I
crazy right
know
now.
that much, but I see it's up 2.8. That's good. Is crude dripping right now?
Crude is on a tear.
Oh
It's
my
up. I
god, I
think
didn't notice that.
it's up at like yeah. That's why we were
I
kind
thought
of
it was
going.
funny. Like everyone was
Oof.
chasing that shit on Friday because like that front ran the move in oil,
Oof.
and then everyone just kind of got fucked by like probably chasing, whatever it may have been.
No one wanted to be late to long, but at the same time, it was time to long.
Well, no, I mean that was early at
Oh,
that point. Like today was the day to get long. Like here, if you had, I mean, like from the standpoint of someone that's been long, like I lightened up on Friday, right? So I saw a crude gap up, and I don't really like those gaps because usually they fill. And so like I trimmed, and then got long again today.
I've definitely closed a position for fear of a gap. They don't always fill, or rather, they usually fill, but they could fill like the next day, or they could fill 3 months from now. It's tricky like that.
But like for me, it's like I don't think this like Iran goggly, buke shit is like that big of a deal, short term. And I think that the markets, just like they did on nat gas and oil, what was it in like June? It just like freaked out and ripped, and it was like a really good short point. I think these things tend to like be an overreaction, and they tend to kind of come off a little bit.
I could agree with that.
What would you recommend for somebody like Porky that's getting into stocks?
Porky, man, I feel like Porky like has his own death sentence in mind.
I'm sorry, Porky.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Sorry, Porky. You're gonna have to go back to crypto, man. Come back. Yeah. Yeah. My advice to him was just like start small. Don't go so big, and more so get a feel of like the patterns and stuff, rather than going gung ho just so hardcore. I mean, I guess if he technically would have went gung ho in Netflix, I guess it wouldn't have been such a bad idea. But
Oh, I haven't checked on Halliburton.
like for me, like I like to buy on red, kind of selling. Look at it like it's not really doing what I've wanted it to do. So like I mean that just kind of makes me like it a little more. Going to be a bag holder, but at the same time, like I have a I guess process for like working that off, right? You just basically sell reps, buy dips. And so like something like that, that's where I want to get long right. It's not gas. And you can see how like EMP broke that long-term downtrend line, and you can see how nat gas is on a lag. And I mean, I think it's gonna do the same thing.
yeah, the lag I'm definitely noticing like big on especially a lot of those nat gas pairs. I was been researching that one because I was like, well, the way my mind was working was I'm like, well, if oil's already popping and we're doing all this damage over here, and nat gas has been lagging, and I know all last year that shit didn't do anything. I think it should probably give me some sort of a heartbeat today.
Yeah, it hasn't done anything the whole cycle. And then what's really pissing me off is these are MPC that I'm long. And I've had to like basically like hit those dips hard, and then like even today I had to sell it, or trim it. And like those things are running on crack spreads, and it's very frustrating because I can't see any sort of real time visualization of crack spreads like you could like crude oil futures or something like that. Maybe I just need to pay someone, or I don't know. I mean, it's just very frustrating. And you haven't really seen a tick up at the pump yet, which is interesting.
It's an election year. They try to keep that shit down during election years, typically speaking. But there's only so much they can do with oil going the way it's going.
Well, I mean, like the pump hasn't gone up because the crack spreads haven't gone up. So I mean, like, what can you do?
Yo, does
Wait.
anybody have questions for some dude in Twitch or in chat or anything? You guys have been awfully quiet. If you guys have any questions, use him while he's here.
I'll have to get over my autism for a minute.
We like your autism.
Yeah, everybody on crypto Twitter has autism, so you fit right in. Yo,
Spence Blur asks, "What is Orange Man going to tweet now to save SPY?" Oh, probably China trade deal approved, fully, fully.
I haven't blocked on Twitter. I don't know.
have him talk about 8K. You have him blocked. I had him blocked initially, but then he started posting like these wild tweets, and I was like, I gotta unblock you, but I'm not gonna follow you.
I finally followed him, but I don't like it. I don't
won't
feel
do
good
that.
about it.
Somebody said my X ticker got some flow today. Yeah, it got some flow because it's been tanking forever. It was this whole time I've been trading. It's I've been acting inversely to SPY, so I'm assuming if SPY dumps tomorrow, that'll probably pump. I mean, I'm in some lottos, which were my things that went kind of down. So if it pops up, I'll be sort of excited. But that's a pass for me.
Are you tracking the aluminum futures?
No, what's the ticker for that?
I don't know.
I'll find it.
Yeah. No.
Aluminum physical futures. Down minus 1.09%.
So what does that have to do with X?
What that's tracking.
Let me look at physical futures. Nope, they're down too.
Sean said to talk about 8K.
What is 8K? Oh, Bitcoin 8K?
8K Steel?
Probably.
Yeah, it's probably 8K Steel. I don't know anything about it.
What's their ticker?
8K.
No, he said 8K, the number 8.
Oh, he was telling me to talk about the 8K for what was it? Sologenics, maybe that's what he's talking about. Basically, that SNGX that I found the edge on Friday afternoon, and it dipped the next day, and it was clear that the market had not discovered what I had found, and he got long it, and I guess
SEC filing.
he probably got long in the low 1.4s, and then I know he closed it out at 1.95 2 days later.
Yeah, you're the only other person that I know that reads like those like alerts that come up where like the insiders file because I follow this guy on insider alerts, and I've been working for like the last couple of weeks on a bot to where it like shows me all the tickers which get pulled, or like I want to basically have like a graph of like which times they have an influx of buyers pop in, and then that way I would know like, hey, this week insider alerts just went off nuts from insider sales this week as far as tweets go.
Usually the filings are actually filed after the trades are made. So I mean, it'll come in at, like let's say 4:10 Eastern or 4:15 Eastern, and you kind of just have to operate on a lag. I'm not really kind of like technically. I don't have like basically the information and tools to tell midday, intraday when like something is weird going on, really. But that's just kind of how it works. It's kind of on a lag, sometimes on multiple days, really. It's kind of screwed.
Well, shit. SNGX was the ticker.
Yeah, and then the warrants were SNGX, and those were ripped like 60% yesterday. It was pretty awesome. I was not long, but I bought some today. It was kind of a nightmare to bid for them, though.
Biotech, look at that. Another one. Man, you guys love your biotechs.
Well, I mean, I was net short of biotech just a few months ago because like the inflation was decelerating as the growth was. It's like a high probability time to short biotech. So if you look at XBI, I think that was a great time to be short XBI, in basically Q3.
What do you think about yearly option contracts? I'm in yearly option contracts for ATVI. I have these
For
suckers.
what?
For Activision, I grabbed these for a year.
Activision was interesting because I was along to their last earnings report, and I kind of fucked. And that just kind of, I guess, shows you the virtue of patience or something like that. But I remember being long also. This is before I really had picked up macro and, you know, just a lot of technicals, a lot of different stuff. It was the end of 2018, and I was long in earnings, so I thought it looked cheap or some bullshit. And then it just starts fucking tanking on me. And that's another example of something that got halved, as does EA. So it went from 84 to 39, right? And now it's making a recovery. The rule of halves.
Yeah, look at that. That's so funny.
EA as well.
Yeah, EA's another one. So like Activision, like a lot of these tech stocks. So like last year when I wanted to play, a lot of these things were tanking and they refused to recover all year long. So I was like, damn man. So I guess what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and buy right after Christmas and assume that they're just gonna pump at the end of by the end of the year next year.
It's like Roku. It went from 176
Disgusting.
to that shit got murked.
I got burned on that shit initially. I tried to like fight the trend going upwards, and that was like a terrible mistake. That
And
I
then it
invested
went up like crazy.
every day. It just kept going. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, in 2018, Roku peaked at like 75, 77.5, and then it went down to 33.8, which is half of 77.5.
Oh
I
man.
mean, it's crazy, dude.
Wow, I really gotta pay
We have
attention to that.
we have video of the ballistic missiles hitting the bases in Iraq.
Pump
Yeah.
it!
Pump it.
I'm gonna get a refill. I'll be right back.
That's allowed.
Huh?
That's
All right.
allowed.
Don't you talk bad about my Roku. Doesn't Bakht open up in a few minutes? Bakht, sir. What about Bakht?
About to backed to new all-time highs, please.
Yo, I got filled on all my shorts. Like, what are these ballistic missiles pumping my Bitcoin short for? Like, don't do that. Let me go pull
I don't know,
Bitcoin
man.
back
It
up.
might be time.
I know, I might have to get out of this. Oof, look at this. This thing's just like on a tear. Jesus. I don't even have a stop. It's more so just like, yikes for me. I probably should log on and take care of this. These ballistic missile pumps were.
We've firmly broken out of the downtrend channel.
Yeah, this short didn't work. Good thing it wasn't a big position size. But I still have hope. I'm still gonna keep some open. YOLO.
We should show some dude BitMEX sometime just for kicks.
He probably has strict rules and won't do it, but we'll get him on.
I don't think he wants to. I just want to show it to him and be like, look, you can turn $10 into $30,000. Just use the unlimited 100x button.
I'm gonna just load his account up and be like, alright, we're gonna do like a 100x stream.
100x scalps with Ace.
Yeah, this Bitcoin short's gotta go. Yikes.
I wouldn't stand in the way of risk assets in the middle of a pump. This is officially a dumb pump. This is like really, really dumb.
Damn, and like that's the thing, like we held up 8K too. Like this candle over here was pretty hefty.
I've been scalping like 10 and 20% longs the whole way up. Like I keep closing and then reopening. I know that's not good practice, but I don't know. This is volatility at this point. It could go anywhere.
Yeah, for me, so like I have like my two accounts. I have like my one Bybit and I have my BitMEX. Like I've only been using like these recent plays. I've only been using like 2-3 times leverage. So like I'm able to extend it out like where I don't even put on stops. I'm just like, well, if this goes wrong, I'll exit.
Can I post links in the Twitch? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like I can.
Oh, what the fuck?
Dude,
Was that Nightbot's fault?
this is like getting on my nerves big time.
What
What's
is?
getting on your nerves?
Will Mead.
You got that whole group me despises Will Mead, and like that's the funny thing is like I don't really know what the guy tweets, but I know sometimes he tweets stuff. I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting. But
No,
I know
I
fairness-
mean he's like Lenny from my.
yeah,
He's like this big stupid fucking oaf. He says the dumbest shit I've ever heard. He basically jumps at anytime there's like some sort of fucking call flow.
I know he posted dumbest shit.
usually-
He's like, I found this. I'm like, well, sir, that's not really that
Yeah, he's like, every time like there's some call flow, he's like, is it, Warren Buffett? Is it, it's like, it's like he's running around lighting his hair on fire every single fucking day because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
Right, that's so funny. Yeah, when
In my opinion.
that's like speculating like what transactions on like the Bitcoin blockchain or who's like. That's like if I saw $100,000 buy, I'd be like, Dime's buying. We know it. That job money. Dime, I'm buying my set of metals, IRL metals.
Nice. Where'd you get them from?
So, X Factor convinced me into something. So he'd give me these Silver Eagles. So I think I'm gonna just build my set of Silver Eagles for like all the years, from like whatever I think it was like '86. So I'll grab
Silver
like,
Eagles are good. They're easy to sell.
and then if I can like really ball out and Bitcoin goes to like a lot, I'm gonna try to get like 1,000 a kilo of gold, but that's gonna be a lot of money. That's like 40,000.
That's a $40,000 bar. It's also particularly hard to liquidate, so I would maybe suggest getting a couple of smaller bars.
Well, I didn't want to liquidate it. I wanted to get like a kilo of gold, silver, and copper and whatever else I can, and just keep it in like forever. Not sell it.
I mean that's allowed. You're just a hoarder now.
Yeah, just like shiny things. Yeah,
So,
I guess
dude,
we
what are
don't
you
want to
doing
get
over
rid of
there? I can hear just a bunch of pounding on the microphone.
No, I'm fucking pissed off because
God
like
damn it.
this fucking bitch basically said that I never sent her my security deposit a year ago, and it's like that's bullshit. And then there's like some bill she attached that's basically for damages caused by my roommate and his carpet or something. I don't know. I mean, it's like not my fucking problem, and I'm having to respond to
It's like no whore.
it.
Yo, Porky, LK's down 7%. So bring back Starbucks, sir.
Is it really post market?
Yeah, that's what your boy Will Mead saying. Luck down 7% or luck in.
Yeah, it looks like it is. On what?
That I don't know. Let's see what other people are saying.
So it's
Yo.
like when y'all see something is down like 5%, look why that is happening.
Hey, Ace, are you an Oxy?
No,
Yeah,
well, wait,
it's
yeah.
because
hang on. Let's
because
see.
they priced or they're trying to price a $400 million convertible senior note.
Hey, Dime.
I'm in March 15th, 47.5 calls for them. And I've been racking those suckers up.
47 by like fucking Thursday.
I like it fundamentally. I have a little bit.
Stacking,
so-
just so you know, we're on stream right now on Twitch. Just an FYI.
Oh, you guys they can hear me on Twitch?
Yeah,
Yep,
everybody
everyone can hear you.
That's stacking, everybody.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
No
Bye.
problem, man.
Is that guy like a known felon?
Unknown
Did you
what?
say known felon?
Yeah.
No.
He's a known crypto Twitter person, trader.
Then why do you back off?
He probably wanted to bullshit with us and be like, "Look at oil! Oh my god!"
Yeah, I don't think he realized he was live.
Yeah, that's why I immediately told him.
Oof, thank God Bitcoin's coming back down. I was like, oh, this kind of getting nervous here.
Yeah, that's almost your stop hit right there. Did you close that position?
Nah, it's a mental stop. I have no stops on it. I'll just log in real quick and get out if it goes wrong.
Dude, how does Porky fucking trade? Fucking insane.
We're gonna have Porky on stream one of these days.
Like Porky should just like buy and hold for life or something in school for basically probably the next
That was the
10
advice
years
I
of his
gave
life,
him
I
like
guess.
a couple months ago. I was like, "Yo, man, I'm like, you're
He's
still
about
young and you."
14.
I don't know if he's that young, but I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm like, you're in a position where you can't really access shit because of your age, so you should probably just like buy positions to hold for like a year or two, and then you'll be caking out, and then you can be trading after that."
He's like hedging on $1,000. It's like
Porky, I love you, man. You're cool.
how do I hedge my $700 net worth?
I don't even know how to do that. That's a tough one. It's like put it in short-term reserves and keep adding to it until you have enough money to actually do something with
It
it.
really sucks that Canada and stuff don't have like access to options, because if you had access to them, at least you would be able to play with a smaller amount and do at least
He's
Yeah,
follow
there
our
is.
Canadian?
trades. Yeah, he's in
Mhm.
Canada.
Oh my god.
Canada apparently doesn't have options, I guess. I know Sticky has played with them, but I don't know what platform he uses them on.
Yeah, they're like really hard, and like any traders in like the UK and stuff, like I can't even find them. Like Cold Chills, he's been trying to do options on his end, but he can't even find
Dude,
anybody.
I
Ace.
mean, the problem with Porky is that he's literally 14 years old. I mean, no to trade options. Usually they want to hear that you have at least like a couple years experience with this sort of products, and he's like 14 years old. So
He's like, I'm good, risk management good.
I
I kind of lied
mean,
on my application.
even when I got approved for the first time, I said, I've had years of experience. Years.
Well, I didn't want to get denied, so I was like, yep, I'm the best here and here.
Like KYC for what it is like it's a pretty.
Yeah,
Know your customer.
KYC in like the regular US exchanges, it's not that bad. I feel like it's worse in crypto because like you have to provide a selfie and all that stuff. And the US, the most I have to provide is my bank account and my social. It's like that's fine.
Yeah, that's why I don't trade crypto because I don't want to do selfies.
Yeah, I gave up on like the whole crypto thing like earlier this year. I was like, you know what? I'm selling whatever I bought this year. I'm out. I'm just gonna trade it if it seems nice. I'm not gonna. I still have my bags from like 2016, so I have like a
What
shit
does that
ton.
mean when y'all say that you have a bag of
So imagine like
X
just
or
holding all those pharma stocks down to zero. That's pretty much what we're doing here. Once we're
So
saying we have bags.
it's partly because of like all of these altcoins that we have. Well, we don't have as many anymore, but it's because it's coins. You have a bag of coins. So we're bag holding, which is also a stock market term, but yeah, that's kind of where it comes from.
well, I know what a bag holder is. Is that how you would define yourself?
Well, we're
Uh,
all bag holders of different levels.
I would say like somehow, some way, like the sell button got broken on my exchange for the past couple years, and I couldn't sell any of my assets, so now I'm kind of stuck with them. And it doesn't help that everything's like tied to Bitcoin, which is the worst. Oh, Porky's here.
Where the fuck did Porky
Yo,
get
guys, let's stop
$1,000?
boxing me, alright?
Yo, man, what's up? Hey,
Like
everybody.
selling beer or cigs or something? Selling darts?
No, but actually, like, I've been trying to keep this stuff private, so.
What?
Oh,
What?
gee,
Is that
Hey.
Porky?
nobody believes us.
Alright, that's good. Oh shit, I'm on stream.
Yeah, you're on stream.
Say hi to everybody. Hey, everybody, look, Porky hopped in. Crypto Twitter knows you. Look,
Why did
everybody.
you name yourself Porky?
Nobody's gonna come to your door, Porky. They don't know.
Uh-oh.
Do you like pork?
Yeah, I had to add the content warning. I'm glad I put that on there because I was shadow banned on my Twitter for a little bit.
What is a shadow ban?
So
No, people can't find you or search for you without a little bit of work.
if you've ever been like got that warning on Twitter where you've been harassing people, which I never really did. Um, they basically made it so like anybody who isn't my friend can't find me. So whenever I post my tickers, nobody could find them other than my friends. So that's why I wasn't growing on my Twitter, but then I finally got unbanned. Now everybody can see my shit.
Dude, Dime, what the fuck is that picture that you put out like an hour Oxy after hours? Like that's kind of weird. Is that you? I hope I don't think so.
Going to Dime's picture. No,
What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't sound like that's you.
Dime, do you see my screen? Dime's gone. That's funny.
The man shit, dog.
Porky, what's up, man? What are you doing?
Yeah, so there any questions or anything like that?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
be
we
as
just
helpful as
realized we've
possible.
been pushing this through for like ever. Yeah, we should wrap this up soon. Do you guys have any questions for any of these guys? Porky, Dime, me, some dude.
Porky, how old are you?
13.
I
What province in
15-month
Canada
old.
do you live in?
hear prom's coming up soon, Porky. Is that why you're trying to flip some options?
Definitely.
Florida limo.
Porky, are you single or are you taken?
Porky, have you ever seen a titty before?
Oh, woo. I do have a question for Mr. Dude. I'm
Yeah,
just
what's up?
curious, besides Yahoo Finance, what are your go-to tools for research and reviewing things? Not like the biotech stuff specifically, but
Sure.
what are your go-to tools besides Yahoo Finance? Because I know you use that a lot.
Yeah, I'm like very constrained right now. Like the best thing ever. I know it's like really expensive.
You're dropping out a little bit. I think you said you use Hedgeye.
Yeah, I use that. Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Like the best tool of all time, and I know it's like kind of kind of controversial because it's so expensive, but Bloomberg is literally the best tool ever.
How
Like
so?
if you have a terminal. I don't have a
really?
terminal anymore. But I mean, it's just the fucking best. Like you're gonna be the first surprised of anything. There's just like so many tools that you can use. I mean, it's just the best thing ever. It's worth all the money. Anyway, that and then I basically just use Google, SEC filings, stuff like that. Wherever I can like get some nut, you know what I mean?
I get it.
I found some site recently that was of decent use, FinViz, FINVIZ. I was just kind of trying to find where I could find a more sorted, basically representation of like insiders that have been buying and selling rather than, just haphazardly looking through SEC filings or Twitter or whatever. And that was helpful. I would look up FINVIZ. It's helpful.
Iranian fighter jets have just taken off from air bases in Iran.
Yeah.
This is getting wild.
My stonks. My
Thank you. Thank you, some dude.
Yo,
I appreciate the
Let's
response.
see.
I appreciate all you guys getting on. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream. If
You
you guys
should,
do want to still chat for a little bit, hop
You
into
should.
the Discord.
We should invite Toro Max to join. Let's see.
I think Ace was trying to cut the stream
Oh no,
down.
yeah,
but
that's fine. Yeah, I don't mind running. I mean, not really doing anything.
Toro Max is one of my buddies.
Yeah,
is he?
he mentioned some really good things on there.
Yeah.
What did he recently mention? Yes, XOM unusuals. My Exxon Mobil was down today. Kind of was a little depressing, but bought into it.
Will you tell him, Ace, how to do it? He says how I do it.
He would just basically just click on this channel and he'll be good.
So I'm gonna say go to the bottom of the rooms in the Discord. and click
Crypto chats.
on crypto chats. But I assure you, we're not talking about crypto. And then, Dime, you can ask him about EQT. That's like his favorite thing ever.
What's EQT?
Are you serious?
EQ. Oh, the stock EQT.
Yeah, that's like his favorite thing ever.
We did the ticker for this one on the monthly.
I remember that now.
Oh,
I
some
had-
consolidation.
I
Want
actually.
to
Oh wow,
hear about EQT.
that's I already had another chart drawn for this like a month or two ago.
I'm
I had
super
that.
bearish, but he likes it.
I don't know, man. It's hitting that 80% retrace.
I cut the calls I had today because it went down, and then some dude's comments made me doubt it. Thanks.
We got the
Arturo knows way more about it than I do, but I mean, we'll see. Let's see.
What's EQT doing after hours? Oof, they're down after hours. What a fucking day.
CHK's up. That's nice. 5%
After hours?
too. Yeah, 5%. Oof.
Oof.
CHK?
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it. I
Man.
bought it yesterday, I believe, again.
That means it's guaranteed to go up another 5 cents more because it's at 95 cents right now. So it's definitely going over $1.
I feel like the dollar mark is like a mass, troubled companies that are able to get a little bit of steam.
Lockheed's up after hours too. CDev, what's this?
Oh, I'm in CDev. I didn't even check that.
That's up 11%.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, it's mooning.
What did I get on this again? I got long ass term calls on this. CVE.
Yeah, that totally took away like the downtrend if it's up 11%.
Could have sworn I got CDev calls.
Dang, it's almost at $6 for you. That's pretty cool.
This GDX, man, like I'm kind of sketched out
Me too.
in terms of like I kind of want to take my profits and then maybe book some more or buy some more a little lower. I like maybe that gap fill area. I mean, it just looks like it needs to like burn off some overbought.
Wow, knock is up 16% after hours. Unfucking believable.
FCell is down 4%.
Damn, 16% for knock. Damn, dude, like that trading ninja guy, he was talking about this one too, and he got into some lottos even recently.
Wait, okay, so the problem here with old Toro is he doesn't know how to invite his friend. I think we should allow.
Oh yeah, of course.
We can. Here, I'll send him an invite.
Yeah.
You know Toro Max?
I know exactly who you're talking about. Let me find him. The link. I have to generate a new link
Send that man.
if I can remember how to do it. Oh, that's right. That's how I do it.
Let me know if you don't have access. I think I was messing around with things, but you still should.
Where's Toro? Toro Max. It's not showing up in the chat.
It's like TOROMAX, no
Yeah,
space.
He's not online. He's not listed under. He's not on Twitter people. We have too many categories. Active
All right.
traders. There he is. Okay, I found him. I'll send him a message.
Cool. Be right back. Some dude.
What's Bitcoin doing?
It's struggling up here. I think that's it. Yeah, Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think it's gonna run overnight. I mean, it's really strong hourly, so we'll see how this hourly goes. I mean, it still has room up to go. Like 89 would be technically, if it consolidates over here, 89 would be the target. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I mean,
Enhance.
yeah, small time frames.
Did you all figure it out regarding Toro, Max?
I sent him the link. He said,
Cool.
"Perfect, thanks, bud."
Yeah, 1 minute chart right now. I mean, there's no
We're back
weakness.
to Bitcoin goes up $1,000, and we're back to the 1 minute charts. It's July 2019 all over again.
I've been in 1 minute charts forever. They're my favorite. That's all I trade SPY. I was watching that. I'm thinking about using the 50 cent Renko on my 1 minute trades for it once I get that all set up.
Cool. You know, Deja's Momo is really, really OP on
Might-
SPY.
Might toss that in there with it.
Oh, did you see that script I sent you last night?
Was that the
Like
one?
like a like a script, like for
Yeah,
No,
Zan's
no, no.
Momo.
No. A script like a trading view script that
You
adds
should
things
send
on.
to Porky.
What?
Pork-
No, what?
He
Porky
seems
can
cool.
make
He
it.
can proofread it for you.
It's not that kind of script. It's,
Porky,
it's
we
like
got some homework.
yeah. If you do it, we'll give you free alpha.
Give you a Zan.
No, it's a
Porky
script on
Xanax for a script.
on TradingView. A script is like something that manipulates and changes what the data on your chart is. Like it's more complex than an RSI basically, and there's
You've been
custom
smoking
ones.
too much pot. I just can't trust you anymore, Don.
What? What did I do?
Smoking too much pot.
The devil's lettuce. Yeah, definitely.
Shredding it. Porky hasn't even smoked a cigarette before.
Dude, Porky does blow off strippers. You just don't know.
Is that what the wallet is for?
Oh shit! What's GE at? GE's up only a 0.15%.
Trash.
What in tarnation?
XPO's down, Wayfair's down after hours, Beyond Meat's down.
Toro, come join the chat.
Did he figure it out? We have proof of pork. Nope. Let's just boot proof of pork. He's too young for us anyway.
Yeah, ban him.
No,
Ban
He
him.
needs to be here.
He's too busy playing Fortnite to respond.
Dude, I feel like this guy's like very distracted from his work in general.
You're concerned for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't mind helping Pork out. I'm like, you're a young kid. I got you.
Oxy is at 46.2 after hours.
I wish I got more calls. They just were getting so expensive. Like when I had initially bought them, let me check out how much they were. Yeah, I bought these in around like $1, $1.12, $1.08, and like now they're sitting up at
Toro's in.
$2. Yo,
Toro.
he's talking, but we can't hear him. If it doesn't work, dude, hit the settings button. Here, I'll just send you a photo. Oh, there you go. We can hear him.
Toro. What's up, man?
Oh, he left. We could hear him. Tell him it was okay, Dime.
Toro, it's safe to come back.
I heard him say hi. Yeah. Who's Tango? Whose friend is Tango? That's the other guy that's pretty good too.
He was an HP box. I'll invite him. He also likes Hedgeye. That's how I kind of know him. From HP box. Join live stream.
Ooh, Apple's down 2% tomorrow.
Why you say that?
Well, right now it says it's down 2% after hours.
That's weird. Tell Toro to like tell us stuff. Like he's a value guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him how to.
He has a completely different outlook than I do, but it is valuable nonetheless.
That means that our FXI's tomorrow is probably gonna dump if SPY's going down. That's another one that I used to trade. That's another one I got started off trading was FXI. It was the China ETF,
Yeah, I mean,
and I learned the hard way because I didn't realize like how treacherous gaps were, and then like
yeah, I mean, like those two charts look very different completely. So I mean, there's days where SPX is up and EM's down and vice versa. So I don't know. I'm not very bullish China, but I'm not going to buy EM, but I'll buy the individual countries that I like.
what are your thoughts on semiconductors?
Oh, I hate it.
I got short on semiconductors today, and I think oh, what is TSM doing? Down 0.5%. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's not it. That's AT&T. Yes, it's down 2.67%.
On earnings?
No, it's just
Nice.
after hours down. There's no news. It's just the entire market's down.
I thought you said there's earnings.
There's earnings in a couple days, but it's not yet. It's either next week or I think it's next week. But they're coming up. But I bought a put today, and
You bought a put.
just one.
Ooh.
I know, big spender. I was more confident in my oil plays.
Yo, X Factor's Party City play is going nicely.
Is it?
Yeah, Party City's been going up since last week, since when he mentioned it, and it flipped over like the weeklies.
Did you all see my Nautilus today?
Which one?
NLS Nautilus.
Party City is down 7% after
It would be your
hours.
comp to
Oh,
Peloton.
shit.
What was the ticker for it?
NLS. It's your comp to,
Whoa.
let's call it Peloton.
Oh, look at this. This is perfect like.
The best chart you've seen all day.
Yeah, look at this. It's the good old HP's like half circle. Bullshit.
Yeah, it's HP.
Is that in voice chat notes?
No, it's on my screen on stream. I can put it in voice
Oh.
chat notes though. Yeah, it looks just real.
HP trigger.
And then it's
Oh,
like
wow.
all the way up to $5 target. Let's
Yeah.
What's it doing after hours?
I don't really know.
Recreational products.
It's down 2.8% down. But
Yeah,
that's
I mean, that might not mean anything.
that's a gorgeous chart. Yeah, after hours stuff is tricky because it's so low volume and no one's really involved. But
Oh, 2 point still is nothing. It
yeah,
wouldn't be bad until like 5.
the chart is still gorgeous.
Wow, look at this. This is nice. Even if you only played the like $3 calls, let's check these suckers out. See how much they are.
Are you going on OpCalc?
I like
I'm not
using.
sure that it trades options. I'm not sure. I haven't looked.
I'm gonna find out now. And there's not.
Yeah, but like this
Oh,
thing.
NLS. Oops, I'm retarded.
I mean, that thing. I mean, most of the stuff I do is
Yes, there are.
in common.
Oh yeah, there are. They're February ones too. That's beautiful. How much are they priced? Oh, this is great. $2.50 in the money for February. Priced at only 10 to 20 cents. Wow. And they had a big volume spike on recently. Let's check these. These were up 100% today. Yikes.
Yep.
How about the past 10 days?
Some dude has a lot of obscure charts to offer.
We like
Yes.
some dude.
I'm adding this onto the list. NLS is added. Oh, it's up 12% today. That's why. Well, shit. Yeah, man, I'm glad Dime ended up finding you in that HP room and you ended up coming in here.
I'm still in the HP room. I'm in both.
Even better. Wow, Nautilus. Would this one, so like just looking off the name, would this be like one of those like product categories that I was asking you about earlier? When things are going up, you'd want to be looking at, or
This is more of a bottoming, kind of playing on, something in like a consumer brand or retail being far too low, and like that's obvious, and like kind of that rounding bottom,
what's your
just like in how the market's perceiving it. And I'm just like holding that because like it offers me like a kind of a fat tail. Um, and that like my risk reward is dramatically skewed to the upside. If you want to like talk from like statistical terms.
Oh yeah, that's good. Zynga, somebody asked. Zynga's up. If I think if Facebook was up, this probably follows it. This is one of those other ones.
Zynga was one of my longs last year.
I tried longing last year. Didn't really move last year too much for me.
Oh, sure it did. It was like in 2018.
Yeah, I got in. I didn't start trading until around like November, December last year, and then I think I got out a little too soon. Yeah, it only.
My favorites. I'm not long some of these, but like Live Nation, LYV, CBRE, and Match, MTCH.
Match is a good one. That's one I wanted to
They're all
grab.
monopolies. They're all monopolies, and like have crazy margins. It's pretty fucking awesome. Same thing with my restoration hardware and Fannie Mae.
Yeah, Zynga doesn't look bad for the person who was asking about it. Don't worry about me. It just needs to clear over this 665 range and we can get going. But overall, it had a really nice pump today. I don't know why it was up 3%. What's your thoughts on Zillow? That's one
Oh, I forgot to check on Zillow.
fundamentally is why I was bullish on that one.
Yeah, Zillow.
Yeah.
I like the basically the housing market and all.
How would you
But
feel if they ended up partnering with Amazon?
well, the reason I don't like Zillow is because they've basically taken to housing a lot of this. I guess that's a bad word, but housing inventory on their books.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like fundamentally changed their business model from an asset light model to an asset heavy model, which I do not like.
Interesting. That's
But
very
that's
interesting.
probably another example of going down 50%. So
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on. Let's check it. August.
almost.
Nearly. Good enough. If we push it up all the way to the top, that gets it to like 45. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see,
It's
that's the biggest thing. Like
basically in half, 60 to, yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead. You're good.
No, I'm saying like it's basically cut in half since the top.
And
A
now
little
it's
more.
Oh
back
shit, I
up.
forgot I had USO calls.
Oh, I don't have that. I just want this XOP to pop. That's like my biggest one. That one and SLP.
Holy, USO is up 4% after hours. Woo!
Now we just gotta wait for open. I don't want to get too excited. I want to see what happens on open. Then I'll get
Well,
really
yeah, I
excited.
bought those XOPs and Oxy today, along with the Oxy. I think I should be probably selling right at the open.
Yeah,
Is what I'm gonna do. Like it's gonna back off at the after the open.
That's the other thing that I learned the hard way was realizing that you have to sell within the first like hour or two. Actually, just the first hour. If you don't sell within then, sometimes you risk yourself on decay and just shittiness.
Yeah, just look at the XOP chart.
Yeah, let me check that.
That's basically the resistance. So
Yeah, this would be beautiful if it hits 26 because I have so many of these, like it's not even funny. So if these go to $1, man, I would definitely want to take a couple days off trading.
I find it so curious how these strikes went off, like literally less than an hour after the market closed. What was it, like
dude, are you
two
better say
o'clock?
some shit about unusual?
Unusual.
No, I'm just saying like how this attack started, like right after.
Yeah, because like they're trying to pump and dump, whatever they're trying to pump and dump. So that's just kind of how it works out.
I think he's talking bomb strikes, not order strikes.
Yeah, I was talking bombs, like what the timing of the
Yeah,
bombs in
I know,
relation to the.
and those things are directly correlated. So
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, everything is running on the same time frame as markets are. That's what's running the world, man. So like, what can you do?
Definitely. Just position yourself ahead of time and reap the benefits.
Well, no, just be data dependent, and the surprises will follow.
Oh man, silver even pushed through September 19th high too today. Wow, that means it might even open up to $19 tomorrow because that's what it did last time. It popped up during after hours and then we opened up and then by 10:30, 11 it was already up at night the new high.
Well, to be fair, are you talking about in kind of the summer?
No, just silver like after that pop, it really after the summer pop and like its second
Yeah.
retracement.
But the thing about the summer was there was a lot of short interest, and it was a lot less consensus. So like I would think that it would go up to like 17. I'm looking at SLV. I can't get a year chart on silver futures for some reason. What's it up right now? 2%.
It's up at 18.73. It's up 1.83%.
18.73 on spot
on futures.
1872-ish, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's about $1 lag on that. I mean, I think like on SLV, for example, it'll probably hit the next target, which is around 17.5, 17.6, right? And then that's when I would take some profits. And then I'd buy the dip.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that everybody's been asking me recently is they're like, "Hey man, how do we get into these silver plays that they're so extended and just keep pumping up and down?"
Yeah, it's because like everyone is like chasing. The way you do it is that like you buy it when it's on oversold, and then you sell it when it's overbought. So I mean, if you looked from like late November to early December, I mean that's when you sell. It's a right resistance too. Let's call it AXU, like one of my favorite ones.
Breaking: President Trump will not be addressing the nation tonight.
Wow, that's a relief.
U.S. bans all civilian flights over the Gulf region. No surprise there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like very hard to like play all this fucking, temper tantrum noise and shit like that.
No kidding. Totally agree.
That's why I've stopped looking at SPY as a barometer of my risk and reward and all that.
I like trading SPY, like with short-term options, but
I hate
other than
it.
that, like I don't like it as an asset, generally speaking. Even though it would have been obviously very profitable to hold it all this year.
I prefer right now short Russell because like when the economy is decelerating, Russell's a top short. So if you look back from like the cycle peaks in August of 2018, the Russell's still down however many percent. Like it hasn't made new highs. It's lower highs. It's like pretty disgusting. Not to indoctrinate y'all with my personal feelings.
You're always welcome to indoctrinate. You give good perspective. Can't believe we still have 9 people watching us.
Yeah, we actually have 13 over at Twitter, so I guess people keep joining in afterwards since we're actually live. Yeah, this is actually really long, the longest stream I've done in a little bit, so I really appreciate everybody who's viewing and everything.
Well,
You
it's
get
kind
some
of
more
a
Twitter
kind of a
followers,
crazy
I can
day.
start-
Ace, I think it's just my 7 Chrome tabs.
Oh,
Sorry.
fuck off.
I have like way more than that, dude. Like there's like hang on, there's like a whole nother set of things open.
Wasn't Toro Max gonna come in?
Yeah, but he had to go to dinner.
Oh, pfft.
R.I.P.
Ace is like Porky's maestro.
Military Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff has arrived at the White House.
It's all fucking bullshit. Like, don't even read those.
I'm still
Don't even read it. Like, I'm not gonna read it.
fine. I'll stop reading them.
I mean, you can read it, but I'm just like telling you for you.
Domino's
Like, there's
Pizza.
a better way. There's a better way.
I'm looking to do something with Domino's Pizza very soon.
Like a collaboration, like crypto wise.
No, not the Domino's Pizza. Feed all our unhealthy traders. RGLD's been lagging behind too. I wouldn't mind getting in this on this one tomorrow.
But like, do y'all know what RGLD is? I know you can tell me it's raw gold, but like, do you know what their business?
No, not at all, actually.
All right.
They
Like,
do.
so
They own a lot of mines, is my understanding.
Yeah, all I know is
no,
they're a miner.
that's exactly the opposite of what they do. So what they are is a streamer. So they basically fork out the funding to companies that are miners.
That sounds right.
So so they have a royalty interest. So they're basically like the same as oil and gas minerals are in oil and gas space. So they own the properties. They let people come mine it, right? And then they have another business where they basically finance the operations of their company. So that's basically, and so at that, like they're very they're less sensitive to the everyday swings of gold and silver because they have all sorts of hedges in place, stuff like that. I mean, they're basically locking in all these prices because, like, if you look at a mineral model, you're getting paid like the mineral stream. Irregardless is a wrong word, but regardless of the fluctuations of the price, right? Because
Right.
they're getting paid fixed income, basically.
Yeah, I remember they paid a half decent dividend. I rode them all the way up from $88 up to near the top, and they were a great long.
They're able to pay out the income quarterly by these companies that are essentially leasing their land, their minerals.
That makes more sense. It's been a while since I read their prospectus. I read it like 6 months ago. I
Oh,
wanted
you
to
did?
think that they were a minor, but I couldn't. It's been a minute since I can't
They do
remember where I
have
got their ticker.
mines, but like this is why. Like if you look at a or Wheaton Precious Metals or Franco-Nevada from several years out, you'll see that it dodged a lot of the decline that, let's say, the index GDX, which is like heavy on Newmont and Gold Corp and stuff like that, did, which is like basically EMP. So like these companies were able to hit like new all-time highs basically over a pretty consistent period of time because like they had this more conservative business model that was less levered to prices of the underlying commodity.
That
So like
makes
if you look in like July of 2019, like look at that chart.
Is there a website that we can view live the futures live on that are like actually ticking live, like a bunch of them?
Me?
No, I just want to have something pulled up so people can watch like the markets as they're moving rather than me having to refresh the page.
I'm not sure.
Dime, how about you?
maybe Market Watch front page.
That's what I'm on.
So I can pull up a chart of
You're on the after hours, so you're only looking at stocks.
You can
RGLD versus GDX over some period of time to show how this kind of dynamic plays out.
like on TradingView, if you look at the Forex CFDs, they give you live price.
So I'm going to show you something right here.
Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, Porky. I didn't know that.
Porky, you're so inspirational. Thanks for being, our pal and all that. It's fucking awesome.
Porky, don't take that from him.
Yeah, stand up for yourself. Challenge him to a duel in Fortnite.
Attack him.
Some dude who's a force to reckon with. Let's see.
Attack his autism. Do it, Porky. You can do it.
Fortnite it is.
God damn it.
Why do you think like a big cap company?
I'm sorry, you got cut off there.
Why do you think a big cap company like RGLD, like within gold space, would be on a 30% delta? Basically from 2015 to date on the GDX. It's because of that business model.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know really too much about business models, but I know like it's been super lagging behind a lot of them.
Well, no, it hasn't over this period of time. Now right now, once gold has been accelerating to the upside, you're going to see the GDX catching up and basically all these EMP plays catching up because like they have a lot more operating leverage to the price of gold. Operating leverage is how much does my my profits increase per dollar of gold. That's why you might see per $5 ramp crude, an EMP stock go up.
So then what's
twofold.
SIL?
Huh?
What's SIL? Like this is something I'm in. I have no idea what it is other
Silver?
than it's SIL's the ticker.
Yeah. So basically every dollar increase of silver. So you want to think of it like this. Like basically like these miners are fixed. Right? So they have a certain cost of labor. That's kind of, but like the costs of having the mine running and open, that's pretty fixed, right? So that's what operating leverage is. It's I have these fixed cost bases, and every dollar increase in the commodity cost or price that's like basically giving me leverage to have like fatter margins, right?
Mhm.
So that's why, like, if you look at when oil starts to go up, like some of these small cap oil miners go parabolic or oil E&Ps.
Hmm.
And same case with gold miners. It's because their cost structure doesn't change. The prices go up. They have higher selling prices, and
And I'm assuming
I don't,
something like AGQ is the same thing, like the Pro Share Trust things.
I don't know what that is. AGQ.
AGQ is a 3x silver.
Really?
You're gonna have a lot of decay in that.
Yeah, man, this is the one that like my options were like stupid volatile. But this is also the one I did like super good on.
But you understand that like some of these small cap miners basically in and of themselves are options. Just like some small cap biotech may be an option in and of itself. And that's why the options are expensive. So if you look at an AXU,
Mhm.
which is like something I actually kind of like that'll get you done. 162.
Oh yeah, look
Let's
at this.
see. This is a name I'm long. Rounding. It's they've had some interesting silver discoveries within the last few months, which means production is likely going to ramp. Let's see, to even back to like the old highs at 281 from now. That's like a 35% return. It's up in the post market for some reason. I haven't checked the futures.
What else is people saying?
It's up 5%. The post market. Surprises are to the upside. Sort of situations.
All right, we've been at this for a couple hours now, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up because we are getting slow on viewers. Yo, I appreciate
All right.
everybody hopping on. I guess we can still stay on chat afterwards, but I'm gonna get it off live. I appreciate everybody, and we will be back on live tomorrow. I'm gonna have to figure out a time because I promised you Euro people that I'd get on a little sooner, and we got Bagsy stream with. I think it's still on. I have to double check with him, but as far as I know, we're done with the holidays, and then we'll have another one on Saturday with someone. I have to double check who. But I appreciate everybody hopping on, and see you guys later.